Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? So I know we're on lunch break right now. So we heard Brian talk about Woody's on the porch video. So I thought while we are on lunch, let's just watch it and see what's going on. So if y'all come on over, we'll just watch this for a second.
Entertainment. Just jumped out of the pool with Dirty Glove Best. Slack YSL for life.
Penthouse, bad bitches on my dick. 100,000, looking like I hit a lick.
We got Lil Woody off the porch with us today.
Yeah, what's happening?
How you feeling today, man?
Shit, like money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming by, man.
It's all good.
Yeah. How you been holding up during this quarantine that we're going through?
Shit, nigga, I've been thugging every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just gotten out of prison, so you're kind of used to kind of just having to sit around, huh? I'm sure this is a lot better than sitting in there, though.
I did my time already.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah.
Shit.
You been recording a lot of music since you've been
Yeah.
Since you've been out?
Yeah, I record a whole lot.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man. And you're Atlanta native, right?
Yeah. Born and raised.
What part of the city you from?
Mechanicsville. Downtown by Major City.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up, man. What was it like growing up there?
You know, ghetto, man, you know what I mean? Shit, fun growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's that
it was hard, you know what I mean? With personal issues.
Okay, y'all, for y'all just joining us, just taking while we're on lunch break, I just thought maybe we could look at the on the porch or off the porch, whichever you guys want to call it, video that Woody did. So that's what we're doing, guys.
But you know, in the neighborhood, just like every other neighborhood.
Yeah. Has the neighborhood changed much since when you were younger than now?
Yeah, it changed a whole lot. There's a whole lot of suckers out there now. Yeah.
Yeah, I see they're doing a little bit of gentrifying the neighborhoods out there too.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. How old were you when you jumped off the porch?
Ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you have any family or OGs in the streets that kind of guide you?
Yeah, you know, it's always people we looked up to, you know what I mean? But on the real, I wouldn't allow nobody to guide me. You know what I mean?
Kind of learned it by yourself, just by being out there through experience?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just hanging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Like I mentioned, it was last year that you got out. You did 51 months in federal prison, right?
I did 51 months and some change.
Yeah.
Really did more than that. I went to jail. I went to jail January, I got out. Went back to jail February, got out. And then the feds got me in like June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been an easy transition since you've been home?
Well, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think the times he's talking about, I got to ask him. I think those are the times I got him out of jail. I'm going to ask him though. Okay, start back.
And then, you know, sometimes I go back in this stage. You know what I mean? But, you know, I get back in that mood and it could get shook. You know, we going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest lessons you learned while in prison?
You can't take everything for granted. You feel what I'm saying? That's probably about the biggest thing I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a lot of stuff for granted.
Yeah. What was the first thing you did when you got released from prison?
Saw my kids, you know what I mean?
Okay.
This is the only thing that was more important to me.
Yeah. How many kids you got?
2 little girls.
2 little girls.
Same age.
Yeah. How old were they when you first went in?
One was 1 and the other a week before she about to turn 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are your legal troubles behind you now or are you on probation?
Yeah, I'm on 3 year supervised release.
Okay.
And I got like a couple months left for state probation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your motivation to, you know, stay out and stay free this time?
The music, that's why I tried, you know what I mean? Anything else, I'd be 2 feet in the street. So music, I see it as a way out.
And you started recording while you were in prison or started writing?
I started writing while I was in there and learning. You know what I mean? Different people that was in there with me was, you know, kind of coaching me, helping me and stuff like that. because I didn't know how to rap at all. So I got a lot of guidance from me now. When I got out, I just tried it, let a few people hear. They really tricked me into just like, well, you got it.
So before you went to prison, you never thought of being a rapper or anything like that? Never tried rapping?
Never even thought about it.
Oh.
I mean, shit. A few people tried to get me to do it before I went.
Oh, yeah?
Tell them fucking gangster. You know what I mean?
What had motivated you to start writing while you were in there?
Just looking at the TV, be like, damn, so I was just with all these niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Just watching them.
Yeah.
And, you know, realizing I ain't got no future, you feel me? So I had to come up with something. I mean, I've been in jail for all type of stuff, so it ain't too many opportunities for me no more. But watching them on TV, that's the way. You know what I mean? I don't live everything I don't see it. Like, can't nobody tell you I'm lying about nothing. So at the end of the day, I got a story to tell.
Yeah.
You want to listen to it? Or you gonna keep listening to these niggas that ain't did nothing gangster, nothing tougher than they life. So.
Were the people around you, were they surprised when you came out and you were rapping, or?
Yeah, everybody's surprised. A lot of people in jail call me every day.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, you really stood on your word. When I put my mind to it, man, that'd be it. You know what I mean? It made up.
Yeah.
So.
Did recording, did that come pretty natural for you? Was it easy, or did it take a while for you to get comfortable?
Really, it came easy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As long as everybody in there, all right, ain't nobody bothering me, we going up. You know what I mean? So it wasn't hard as I expected to be. The only thing that was hard was like doing the ad lib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably didn't have to do that when you were writing, you know?
Yeah, you didn't, you know what I mean? You didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you rapping when you were also in prison besides writing? Were you kind of letting other people in there hear what you were writing?
Oh, I'm going to ask for your advice quick.
Yeah.
I want to hear everybody. I ask you, come out your room, go ask him. Come out his room, go ask him. And just hear different people, what they think. And everybody just kept, you know, you got about 2, 3 of them like, boy, you garbage. You got a couple of them like, man, you getting better. Somebody like, yeah, I like it. So I see everybody got different opinion. But I kept going until everybody like, I like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you wish you would have started rapping earlier then?
Yes, but no. Because I'm glad I experienced what I experienced. You feel what I'm saying? It just make you more wiser and more mature.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And like you mentioned, also gives you, you know, a story to rap about as well.
Right? Right? I mean, but I think before I rap about it, I wait later where I just catch everybody's attention. I mean, because a lot of people don't know that what it's like when you want to hang and thug it in the street.
It's kind of lines up with everything he be saying.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So when you got out, did you focus on music right away?
Right away.
Okay.
That was priority one.
Yeah. So did you expect things to move this quickly for you?
No.
No.
But I did. I didn't, but I did. I can't really explain how that. I did, but I really didn't believe it. That's how I say that. Yeah.
And what's your transition been like coming from the streets and prison into the rap world now?
Man, so my partner be to my man, you're a rapper, I'm fucking gangster, dog. You know what I mean? So I be trying to get that gangster shit out my mind because I go from 0 to 100 real quick. And I just be like, it's about the business, you feel me? Don't look at the title. You know what I mean? So I kind of get confused a lot. But when I'm around the right people, I'm doing good. I get around that crew. I mean, you better go in the house.
Old habits hard to break, huh?
Shit.
All right, then you dropped this First Day Out record that did pretty well as well.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that song? Was that something you had written while you were in jail, or is that something you written when you got out?
You wouldn't believe me, I didn't even write it. I just went in the studio and let somebody trick me. I don't do no drugs, you know what I mean? I let somebody trick me and just came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was feeling good, I was happy, and I was just like, just went. Everybody in there crunk, so shit, whatever came out, nigga, that we kept. So.
Did you surprise yourself how well that record turned out?
I did. Cause I just watch people and I see how they talk about it, like, damn, you really like that? Like, and you know, to hear so many people like it just build my confidence. I mean, cause I had a pride thing. Like, I don't want to be labeled as nothing but a gangster. So if you look at me anything other than that, you got a problem. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. But when everybody like, bro, you got the rapping? I'm like, okay, it's time you take it for real, for real.
Yeah. And you dropped a music video for that song too. Was that your first music video you shot?
Yeah, first one ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How'd you think that turned out?
It was fun. It turned out great. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like it. Still watch it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Gang. You know
How far back does your relationship with them go?
Yeah, still. I mean, you might well, when you see me, you know YSL. Give a damn who I walk in the building with. You know what I mean? Period.
When you came out rapping, were they surprised, or were they one with some of the ones that were motivating you to start even before you went in?
You know, everybody was surprised.
Okay.
Because before I went, people were trying to get me, man, rap, son. No. You know what I mean? It ain't in me. So when I get out of jail and I'm rapping, nigga like, they be really rapping. But a lot of people don't really believe it, like, he just doing something. So now when I just drop a tape, like, he really rapping. You feel me? So I'm still getting it a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people like, hey, he really rapping. Oh, I'm serious.
Yeah.
My mind made up. I mean, nigga can't beat me in nothing. So.
Yeah, and I saw Lil Baby was promoting you as well on his IG.
Yeah, I got much love for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you link up with him initially?
Shit, through Thug, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now you're signed to Freehand Entertainment.
Right.
How did that situation come about for you?
My uncle, you know what I mean? When I first got out of jail, my brother, you know, just see me playing around. He like, called my uncle like, hey, but what you doing music? My uncle like, send me something. So my brother sent him something. I had recorded. It's a song I made about a fuck nigga. So everybody liked this song. And my uncle called his other buddy, and they liked it too. So that's how it all started.
Yeah. Find yourself learning more about the music business each day?
Right. I have learned a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I be recording, I catch your stuff. And I mean, I tell them what to take out and stuff. At first, I just go in there, record, try to hurry them and get up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun until I get irritated quick. So once I get irritated, I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this something you can get used to, being a rapper, though?
Say it again?
Is this something you can get used to, being a rapper?
Yeah, I'm on definitely. Like, I'm willing to take whatever it come with.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being broke, you feel me? Like, I don't did everything but got rich. So, you know what I mean? I watch all these niggas. You know what I mean? They come from nothing. Nearly, I be looking at them for having their way, man, do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So I've been having 100,000, 50,000 here or there, but millions I ain't never had it. So my personality, you know what I mean, my life story, I know I can get that. I got the potential. I won't let that stop me.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And last month you dropped your debut project, I Am the Streets.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk to us about that project.
Hey, it's people, what's up, man? You know, nigga be talking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the streets. Like, I've been in the streets. Like, my grandma's house was a trap house. My mama's house was a trap house. So I didn't just be started. Like, anybody that didn't know me tell you that. I've been crazy. That's the first thing person gonna say. He been crazy since he was little. Buzz your car window out every time you ride by. So, you know, the project is more like basically like me. You know what I mean? Coming up. Yeah. I've been in the streets. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else.
Were these songs that you had written in jail, or were these ones that you kind of freestyled or written since you've been home?
The songs I written in jail, when I sent that mail home, it never came. So I just ran all them songs and probably, you know, still the jail or wherever it is at. So a lot of songs I memorized, I did a few of them, but ain't none of them on I Am the Streets.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that I did since I've been out, it was just me going in there, chilling, and just going. Yeah. Yeah.
Who are some of the producers you work with on that project?
I work with D Hill, Helliver, Quay, Beat Monster for sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I work with a few of them, you know what I mean?
Those are some big names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Not Not a lot of people get those big names on their first project like that too.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? I got much love for all those guys too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came through.
Yeah. Let's talk about the single Penthouse. This song was pretty dope.
Which one, Penthouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What you say about it?
Yeah, it was pretty dope. What can you tell us about this song?
I was feeling good when I came up with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, what you want to know about it? Like the video, the song? Like,
Well, I know the video was pretty big, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
riding around in the helicopter, all that. What was that experience like for you?
when I got in the helicopter, I thought about Kobe Bryant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, man, he had a horrible death, man. Just, when we riding in the helicopter, I couldn't think about nothing else but Kobe. Like, just seeing you fall into your death, like, and, you know, the shaking or whatever, like, I just only thought, like, damn, like, his reaction, what would my reaction be if this helicopter would just fall out the sky?
Shit.
So I couldn't get my mind off nothing but that. You know what I mean? Like, I was stuck on it. But, you know, once we landed, you know, it was a great ride.
Yeah.
And once we landed, I was off of it.
So probably not doing any more helicopter rides in the future, huh?
No more. That was it. You know what I mean? You be out there riding, they go to shaking.
Yeah.
Sound like if it cut out. Hey, man, get me off of here.
Yeah.
But, you know, the helicopter ride was all right. It was decent. Just, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that. Any other music videos you plan to shoot off of this project?
Yeah, I actually shot a video to Hell Yeah.
Okay.
We waiting to get edited and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and we shooting a few more videos. We might just shoot a video for the whole project. You know what I mean? Just showing you when you having your way, you can do stuff like this, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have the fans been saying is their favorite song on this project?
Penthouse.
Penthouse.
Yeah.
You
know, they you know, the females, they love when I talk shit, so they go to that Ain't Playing, you know what I mean, with me and Threat. But that Penthouse, it never go past there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you have a personal favorite song on the project?
I like all of them, but my favorite one might be Hell Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, niggas be talking, you feel me? So, and Hell Yeah, I talk about everything I did, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how'd you get the name, Woody?
Mama named me that.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna go off there till I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to pretend to be nothing else. Like, don't name myself after nobody else or none of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was your name even before you were rapping then, right?
Right. Right.
All right. What's some of your goals for your music career?
Well, one of my biggest goals is, you know what I mean, like providing for my people. And when I say people, I'm not just talking about family. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about the communities. I'm talking about the city, the state. Only reason I chose this life, because I had no other choice. You know what I mean? Young, lost. You know, my dad died when I was young. Mom died. So with the mind frame I had, I didn't care. So I went through a lot and experienced a lot. When I was just in the feds, I was in there with dudes that had 230-some years. Dudes that had released, they just say deceased. And that's when I realized, like, man, hey, man, there's more to life. Best thing they ever had of me was hanging with Thug. He took me from state to state to, you know, see different things. So once I sat in jail and I seen where I came from to where I was at, I decided, nah, this ain't it. I still got a side of me though that make me be like, fuck all of that. But it's only a certain person can make me bring that side out. So I did the music to be able to, you know, open a lot of people's eyes. You know what I mean? Like, this is my whole plan.
Yeah.
I don't want people thinking my lifestyle or being a gangster or doing whatever you want to do to people because you can is the way. It ain't.
Yeah. No, that's real right there. Have you motivated any of your people to start rapping since you started?
I try, but everybody still got that mind frame. Rapping ain't for everybody. It ain't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But look who winning. You know what I mean? Look who winning. So at the end of the day, we can't keep living their life taking chances for these liberty coins. You know what I mean? Like, it's much out there. it's a lot of money out there for everybody to make.
Oh yeah.
So you gonna sit here and be a fool and waste your talent. Like this, I got homeboys that really can rap. But they just like, man, I'm a hustler, I'm a robber, nigga, you a fool. You know what I mean? So I only can tell you, I can't make you.
Yeah.
But I know I'm gonna get the millions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By any means.
Yeah. Now you're showing them a way too, besides just telling them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Woody, what else you got working, man? What else is coming up?
Well, I'm really trying to drop another project, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for real.
You just dropped one last month.
Yeah,
You're already working.
I gotta show I can stay consistent. Like I can rap about anything, like especially when you talking street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't gotta put no cap on. I got millions of stories. Like my life is like 3 times more than a guy twice my age. You know what I mean? I experienced a whole lot. So, you know, I just gotta break myself back down because I've been in the street for a certain amount of time and away from the studio. You get back on that. You know what I mean? But other than that, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, any last words or shout outs before we get you out of here?
You know, shout out to the game. YSL for life. You know what I mean? Shout out my nigga Munt, Ralph, you know, Threat.
YSL for life is crazy, y'all.
You know what I mean? For the ops. You know what I mean? Everything else ain't about that though. You know, I appreciate you and him for y'all time, you know what I mean?
Penthouse, bad bitches on my dick. 100,000, looking like I hit.
You be needing hair?
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm finishing up a call. Hold on. We're going to talk about this. 1 second. Okay, so I thought it was important to play that video because we hear the reference to it on Cross today, but we see just a small part. So I thought that it would be fun to watch it while we're on lunch. If you guys want me to stay on and do trial watch, I can stay on too. So green hearts if you guys want me to just stay on through lunch, because I can stay on. And we can do trial watch over here. Let's see. If I stay on, are you guys going to stay on with me? Because if so, I will get ready. Because we'll be coming back from lunch in about 20 minutes. Okay, you guys are going to stay with me. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to stay on and do trial watch with you guys. Okay, Ashley, I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston too. Okay, let me see if I can get some more videos for you guys. Okay, give me a second. Let's see what else we can watch. 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I had to finish up a call with one of my clients, but okay, so first let's talk about this. So yesterday I was on TikTok during lunchtime and you guys were, well, not you guys, because I don't know who was on there. Just like, oh my God, call Woody, is he okay? Call Woody, is he okay? And I'm like, what's going on? And now I am seeing that yesterday, I don't think he was too sure of how him and Steele were going to interact together. I think initially he wasn't feeling Attorney Steele. But I think today they are kind of working together. I think that Attorney Steele also has, sometimes we all have to do like reevaluation. And I think he actually has reevaluated the way he's going to cross examine Woody. I think his tone has changed as well a little. I think he's a little bit calmer. What you guys think? Okay, let's see. And I just want to say thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Iris. Yes, he was. Oh, okay. So this is what I'll play. I know what I'm gonna play for you guys. Hold on, because I'm gonna talk about the last few minutes of yesterday. Hold on. Let's talk about right before we broke for lunch or before there was a little break. Did you guys see Adrian and how upset she was? Yes. Did you guys? So let's talk about everybody's mad. This little session is everybody's mad at Hilton because everybody is mad at Hilton. Y'all know I use Thugger Daily all the time because he got it.
Authority this was might have
Hold on.
whatever whomever authority this was might have whatever whomever authority this was might have whatever
Look how mad
whomever
at him.
authority this was might have
Now let's play the song clip. I'm gonna find a long clip for you guys. Hold on. Okay, I found it, y'all. She was so mad at her. It is so funny. 1 second. Y'all, I gotta find it. Hold on. Was it before was there 2 breaks before it went? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna find it, y'all. Hold on. I found it.
How long it takes the jury to get back, 10-ish minutes.
Look at this. Like, what is going on? Like, can you imagine your coworker talking to you like that? Like, what is going on? Like, why are you in my face like this? Hold on. I gotta watch it again, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm silly. Oh my God.
You may. Do any need to have a restroom break anyway? Let's have a short recess while they get that queued up. It's about
Here we
time for
go,
a
y'all.
restroom break.
Do y'all want to watch? Do y'all want to watch the video before we go back? The video really threw me off too. Oh yeah, look at Love's hand. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, thanks.
And it's
All
like,
right, we'll take however long it takes the jury to get back, 10-ish minutes.
ooh, the point. The point. Okay, y'all. So, and I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing at the moment. It's just kind of crazy because yeah, I'm really in real life, I'm a silly person. Everybody knows that. And it's like I completely do not agree with I don't even know what I'm gonna say, but I understand sometimes nervous giggling and nervous laughing. So you know what I'm talking about. I don't like it in this situation, but I definitely understand sometimes I am a nervous laugher. Okay, so let me see what I want to play. Hold on. I want to play, let's see, live. So much on here. Yesterday was day 118.
The time. I don't know what the immunity agreement is. I don't have
This
a
is
clue.
when his
Like,
frustration was like,
I'm up under so much pressure. Like, man, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer y'all question because I don't know what type. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to be as truthful as possible, and y'all keep going back into the past. I told y'all when I was talking to y'all in the back, man, I have lied, and y'all don't put me up on here telling me that I gotta be truthful when I'm telling y'all. Man, I don't know, man. I'm afraid for my life. Every time y'all call me here, I think y'all finna take my life, take my freedom. And at this point, I can't call on nobody for help. I don't know what's going on.
Were you told before you testified that anything you testified to in the courtroom could not be used against you?
Can you say that again?
Before you took the stand, were you told that anything that you testified to in court could not be used against you?
What you mean?
Before you took the stand, were you told by myself, Ms. Love, anyone sitting at this table, that anything you testified to could not be used against you?
Anything I testify to can't be used against me?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, last week, didn't you ask the judge? You turned around and you asked her, nothing I said could be used against me, right? And you asked the judge?
Okay.
Okay. And isn't it true that under this immunity agreement, you were told that you could be charged with perjury?
You say I could be charged with who?
Perjury.
I don't even know what perjury is.
Okay. Were you told also in this immunity agreement that you could be charged if you committed false swearing?
I was told, I asked specifically so I can understand. I asked you, I said, what happened when y'all locked me up? Y'all told me two things I go to jail for. If I pleaded fifth, and if I say that I had committed a crime that I didn't do.
Okay.
So I don't know what perjury mean. I don't know. I mean, I'm afraid for my life. And I told y'all that. I told it to my lawyer. I tell it to the judge. I tell it to everybody. Y'all got me up here. I don't know what's going on. And like I said, for the crimes that y'all charged me with, I went to jail. I did all my time for it. Y'all still bring me in here. I feel like I'm on trial at this point. I'm going to jail because I don't know. Y'all got me up here asking me questions. I don't know how to answer these questions. Y'all want me to be a witness to something I don't know nothing about.
Isn't true that even with the immunity agreement, you did not want to testify?
Can you explain it?
Sure. Even when you were given immunity, you did not want to testify.
No, I still don't want to testify.
And isn't it true that you feel that you were pressured by the state to testify?
I feel like I was pressured by both sides, the state and the defense.
Okay. And isn't it true that you told me in front of these jurors a couple of weeks ago you felt pressured to testify?
And I still, right now, I feel pressured to testify because it's not like I'm up here to be.
How many times?
It's not. I can't sit here and tell y'all. I can't sit here and tell y'all nothing. I don't know what y'all want me. I don't know what y'all looking for. I didn't see nobody kill nobody. I didn't see nobody rob nobody. I didn't see none of these boys do anything. I did some stupid things. I got caught for the stupid things that I was doing, and I just went from there. Like I didn't. And then y'all got me up here, and I done told y'all before y'all put me up here, y'all came to talk to me on like a Tuesday or something, and you came to talk to me in the streets. And I told you, like, I lied. And I told you that. And then y'all still brought me in here.
Isn't it true that you did not want to testify because you don't want to deal with the reality of being labeled a snitch?
Miss Hilton, I was being labeled a snitch way before I had to come to trial when y'all linked that video out to the social media. So the world look at me as a snitch no matter what goes on to this day. But me coming here, like I have put my faith in God's hands, and I come here and I let it be known. I guess got no choice but to be letting know to y'all now that I have told y'all time after time that I done lied.
And a snitch is someone who actually tells the truth, correct?
Listen, Miss Hilton, like, I mean, like, I
Listen,
feel like I got the world on my back now. You ask me these questions, like, I don't know, man. Like, y'all draining me. I mean, like, for real. It's a different if I sat here and seen somebody commit a crime, and then I saw them with my own eyes do this, and then I get in here and say, I didn't see them do that. Y'all want me to sit here and say, oh, the stories that I have put on other people's, and I didn't. Like, I would not do that. Like, and Lord knows I want to be with my family and my kids, but if y'all gonna put me back in jail because I won't sit right here and tell y'all what y'all believe to be whatever y'all want me to say. Like I mean, I don't want to go to jail, but man, at this point, I don't. Man, y'all got me, man. I don't know, man. I can't sleep at night. Like I tell you, y'all hold me in jail. Don't feed me. Don't give me water. Like I just don't know. Like every time I walk in this door, I pray and hope walk back out this door. I just want to be left alone. I paid for my punishment, and I done told y'all before y'all put me right here in this seat, time after time. I told Judge Glanville in his office. I done told everybody. I can tell. And I'm telling you to your face, I know it don't have anything to do with you. You doing your job, but I've been nice to you, and I've been telling you that you can't put me up here. And I told you I done made it up. Okay. It's a difference if I seen one of these guys actually do something, and you ask me, did they do it? If you ask me, did they do something that I actually saw them do it, and I would tell you, yeah, I saw him do that. Yeah, I was with him when he did that. But this is not the case.
And you just told police what Demikian told you, correct?
I told the police anything to get them off of me. I was going through a phase. People were shooting at me while I had my kid. And my only priority was by any means necessary to protect them with my whole fucking life. Judge, I give a minute because they drive me crazy.
Yeah, take a minute, take a breath.
Keep telling y'all.
No, stay here. Come here. Stay on the stand. Take some breaths. Calm down.
And once he finishes his breath, Your Honor, state, we conclude our questioning, Your Honor.
Well, do you have any more questions?
No.
Okay.
Judge, can I go home?
All right. No, it may be that some of the defense attorneys or all of them might have questions for you as well. So we're not quite finished yet. So take a minute.
Come on, Reg. I'm ready to get it over with.
All right. Who's got questions for Mr. Copeland?
I mean, guys, how do you feel about him not even getting the opportunity to get a break, to take a deep breath, deep breath? He's sitting in front of everyone and he's just asking for a minute, and they're like, no, you can't even have a minute. There's no break between the direct from the state and the cross from the defense. I mean, that is really sad. And I want to let you guys know I am watching to see when they go back live, because once they go back live, I'm gonna just stay on with you guys and do a trial watch. Since you guys are here, I'm so happy. I never really get to do trial watches because I'm always in court. But today I had a day of no court. So I am here. I'm working on one computer right here, and I got my phone right here. So I am working on one hand, and I get to sit with you guys and watch the trial. Yesterday, I was in the courtroom for a little while. As you guys know, Attorney Kramer came in there with me, and one of the things she said to me, we were sitting in there watching the video of some of the last evidence of when Woody is in the interrogation room, and she's like, I don't understand anything that is being said. And that's something we talk about all the time, is that we can barely hear the audio. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to talk with you about verification or corroboration of statements made to law enforcement by you that we listen to on recordings, okay? And by verification, I mean something that besides your word, it supports what you say, okay? Do you understand what I'm asking you?
Well, he didn't ask you anything yet. Do you understand what he's saying?
I don't understand nothing you on.
Maybe just ask him a question.
So the district attorney Hilton started to talk with you about what she said, verification of what you said to the police. So I want to talk to you about verification or lack thereof, okay? If you don't understand anything, just tell me you don't understand. The first one that Ms. Hilton said is that Jeffrey rented a Infinity vehicle. Remember that? Yes or no?
I don't recall.
Do you remember she put up for you State's Exhibit number 334Y? It said Hertz on it. You were talking about some of the words on the exhibit behind you. Do you
I don't
remember that?
recall.
Okay. Do you remember?
Okay, pause, guys. I just want to say this. So my whole take on this is that, he's starting off with the I don't recall, like he started off with the state. But how would it look to the jury if he just didn't recall anything with the state, was uncooperative with the state, and then all of a sudden with the defense, he remembers everything, he's cooperative, X, Y, Z, that might not be a good look either. So I think that if he has one personality with the state and then another personality with the defense, that could cause a problem. I mean, the jurors are already confused, but I think he has to be consistent to some certain extent, if he wants to be taken serious on any level. I don't know. I don't know, but here we go. Let's play.
Getting beaten in Club Crucial on the early morning hours of Tuesday, January 6th of 2015.
I didn't get beat.
Do you remember having your lip cut open, a knot on the
No,
top
they-
of your head,
No, I didn't have, I just had a knot on my face.
and your eye swollen? You remember that? Do you remember that? Yes or no?
I don't recall.
If that's on the early morning hours of January 6th of 2015, do you remember going to Jeffrey Williams?
I don't
Next
remember
day.
nothing from 2015.
Well, let me finish my question. Do you remember going to Jeffrey Williams the next day and explaining that you got beaten at Club Crucial?
And I see a lot of people saying like, still came at him different ways. Still came at him. Guys, don't beat me up for this, but I think in the beginning, Simone was pretty respectful with him. I think that, however, you got to understand that the history between the state and him and the history between the defense and him is different. The state had been, for lack of better words, messing with him for so long. So now we have him in a position where he is annoyed with the state before even getting on the stand. And now we have a even deeper position of him being annoyed with just everyone in the courtroom before even going on cross.
And you needed a car because you didn't want to drive around in the car that you typically drive around because you didn't want to be noticed in the area. Do you remember telling that?
I don't recall.
Do you remember saying
All right, hang on a second. When there's an objection on the floor, let me hear the objection and make a ruling on it, all right? Before you ask the next question. Assuming he's moved on, so we're not going to worry about that one. Go ahead.
Do you remember saying to Jeffrey Williams that you needed a car and he was driving, he had a Corvette vehicle, a rental car from Hertz? Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
Do you remember realizing that a Corvette has 2 seats and you have a child with a car seat as well as your child's mother, Deshawn, at that time, and you needed a bigger car? I'm asking questions to see whether he remembers this conversation.
Okay, sustained that is not a fact in evidence at this point. You
The
can
question, to ask him if it's happened.
So you may ask that question.
That's my question. Do you remember that? Do you remember saying that to Jeffrey?
Saying what?
That you couldn't use a Corvette. He had a rental Corvette. You needed a bigger car because a Corvette's a 2-seater.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember Jeffrey saying, sure?
Objection, Your Honor. That's assuming fact, not evidence, and self-quotation.
Pause, guys. Like, no shade. It's so funny that Simone objects to a question that begins with sure.
Sustained.
Do you remember going to Hertz Rental Car at approximately 8 o'clock at night on January 7th of 2015 so that Jeffrey could get you a rental car, an Infinity rental car?
Objection.
He can ask whether he remembers that or not.
Oh, my hat.
I don't remember.
Do you remember telling this jury
I don't know how to-
on direct examination weeks ago
There we go.
that rental car, that Infinity, was in your care?
I said it?
Yeah. Do you remember saying that?
No.
Do you remember driving that Infinity rental car from the time it was picked up from the Hertz rental car on January 7, 2015 until it was returned on January 12, 2015?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember driving that Hertz rental car that we're talking about from the time it was picked up on January 7, 2015 and having control of it until it was returned on January 12, 2015?
I don't remember 2015.
Do you remember driving with Mr. Zachary? Little D. Do you remember driving with Mr. Zachary and striking cones on the side of the road on the highway and damaging the Infinity rental car? Do you remember doing that?
Don't recall.
Do you remember giving that Infinity rental car to other people on the night of January 10th, 2015?
I can't remember 2015.
Let me ask you this way. Do you deny having that Infinity rental car January 7th of 2015?
What you mean?
Did you have that car in and around your person?
I gave the car to threat.
Okay. You told the jury that you gave that car to your friend, and threat is Mr. Turner. You know his last name? True? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll take the for the court reporter as a yes. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And you told the jury you gave the car to Mr. Turner the day of the killing of Donovan Thomas. From that morning to that night. Do you know what I'm talking about? January 10th, 2015.
I didn't mean to say that.
Okay. But that's what you said.
Out of frustration.
All right. Now, you also had that rental car, not only when you gave it to Mr. Turner, your friend, but you had that rental car before you gave it to Mr. Turner, obviously, right? Otherwise, you couldn't give it to him.
I don't recall.
And you had the rental car after you gave it to Mr. Turner, right?
I don't recall.
All right. Let me ask you this. Getting to the fact that the state showed you that on State's Exhibit 334Y that Jeffrey rented the Infinity from Hertz, you were there, right?
I can't remember.
That has nothing to do at the time of this killing, does it? That's 3 days before, right?
I can't remember.
And what you're telling the jury, or what the state wants you, I believe, to tell the jury, is that Jeffrey Williams rented a car.
Proper question about what the state is intending for him.
I think it's clear.
Re-ask your question.
Okay. Jeffrey Williams, therefore, rents a car in his own name that's going to be used in the killing of Donovan Thomas. That's what you're telling the jury.
Objection.
Rephrase your question.
The rental car that's used to kill Donovan Thomas, are you telling the jury that Jeffrey Williams rented a car in his own name?
I don't know what car was used to kill him.
Okay. All right. So what corroborates for the killing of Donovan Thomas on January 10th, 2015? Corroborates means supports or verifies. What corroborates the
Good
fact that Jeffrey
question.
Williams rented that car with you 3 days earlier?
Objection is improper. I don't know. He can't ask. It's an improper question.
I'm asking.
I think
haven't
maybe
heard
it
a
calls
single
for
chuck.
speculation. Can you rephrase it?
Sure.
Not
The
at all.
district attorney started questioning you about the Hertz rental car on January 7, 2015, talking about verification of what you said to the police. I'm asking you, how does it verify anything you told the police that Jeffrey Williams was involved in the killing of Donovan Thomas? The fact that he rented that car for you 3 days before.
Objection. Compound speculation.
Sustained.
Does that, the fact that Jeffrey did a favor for you, does that verify anything about the killing of Donovan Thomas that Jeffrey Williams was involved?
Objection. Assuming things.
Overruled on that basis, but it's not a proper question. Ask a different question.
Can you tell the jury how Jeffrey Williams doing you a favor?
Okay, guys, we're back live.
he is an innocent man in real life. The demons that has been on me at certain times in my life have full control. And he goes on, I think I know who he is the innocent man that he might be referencing, Your Honor. I'm not sure how this is going to come out during Mr. Copeland's cross-examination. However, the state's concern would be the initial part of he is an innocent man, and that's invading on the province of the jury, depending on what he is innocent of, or determining from this post what he may or may not be innocent of. I'll cite the court to Fordham v. State, which is 352 Georgia Appeals 520.
From what year?
2019, Your Honor.
Okay.
And essentially that Georgia law generally precludes a witness from testifying.
Slow down.
Sorry.
Georgia law what?
Generally precludes a witness from testifying as to his or her opinion regarding an ultimate issue in the case, because to do so would invade the province of the jury. And so if you're trying to say he's an innocent man, that could be perceived that you're trying to invade what the jury ultimately has to decide about Mr. William or any of the defendants' guilt or innocence. And so I'm just bringing to the court's attention, I don't know how it's going to come in, but that is the state's concern regarding this posting.
Mr. Steele.
Your Honor, I could get a case, but lay people, by the way, can comment on an essential element if it's their observation, A, but B, it's for impeachment. I believe that Mr. Copeland, and I don't know what he's going to say. I have not spoken with him, but I believe that he has targeted Mr. Williams in that posting on June 27, 2024, saying that my conscience caught up with me. And he's an innocent person. I believe that that can go to the jury the way it was said. I don't see any problem with that. It's a prior inconsistent statement because he's telling the jurors through 2015 video, audio, that Mr. Williams is the reason that the person's dead. Mr. Williams gave the order to kill Mr. Copeland, that all these people work for Mr. Williams. So I believe that it's critical, his state of mind. And the jurors obviously go to weight. I understand there's a 9-year difference, but it goes to weight.
Okay, so how is this a prior inconsistent statement? This was made subsequent to everything that I may just not be following you.
I understand. Prior inconsistent statement is anything prior to the trial of the case, but I could get you that case.
Okay, well, this is in the midst of the trial of the case.
Prior to testimony.
It's not prior to all of his testimony either.
I don't think it matters. You know, if he said to someone on the way in here, hey, what I said on the 2015 about being at the green store is not true, that comes in for impeachment. I asked him about it, then I could put up the person who he said it to. It does not matter. It's a prior statement that is inconsistent with what he said. So I feel very comfortable that that is the law. I tell him
It's not a prior statement. It can't possibly be a prior inconsistent statement if it's not a prior statement. This is not a statement he made prior to any of his 2015 statements to law enforcement.
Let me get you the case, but
Okay.
it does not have to be prior to the statement that you're impeaching. It's a prior statement of that witness. He made a prior statement on June 27, 2024 that is inconsistent with his previous statements, but I can get you those cases.
Okay, I don't know that it's inconsistent with his trial testimony, though. He's testified at trial. Everything I said to the police, I just said it because I wanted to get out of there, and none of it was true. So this is not inconsistent with that either.
Well, it is for two reasons. Or I believe it's admissible. One, he's saying that what he said was about an innocent person, which is different than I just wanted to get out. So I was saying some truth and some non-truth. And second, it impeaches his 2015 statements.
It may do that.
And that's admissible. But let me get you a case instead of just me saying it's prior inconsistent statement.
Okay.
Let me just get you a case.
All right. Was there an objection other than
Yes, Your Honor, because I don't believe it's a prior inconsistent statement based upon his testimony in trial. He made this post the beginning of his testimony. So he made this post, if it's on June 27th, he started testifying initially on June 6th, excuse me, yes, June 7th, before and he testified all the way up until June 17th, prior to, that testimony not being included. And this is after that on the 24th, which this is consistent with what he said on the stand repeatedly to this jury over and over and over again, that I lied on Thug. Thug hasn't done anything.
I was just asking you, did you have an objection beyond or in addition to that? I didn't know if that was everything you were saying or.
That's it. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And then, Mr. Short, did you have something?
Your Honor, it is my belief that Mr. Steele plans to play a phone call that Mr. Copeland is on with his sister. I believe it's marked Jeffrey Williams 250B. My concern is from 1605 to 1629. There is a comment made by who I believe to be Mr. Copeland's sister, stating that she has heard that Shannon got shot at because he killed Nut, is close to the quote. It's based on speculation and hearsay. It's obviously very prejudicial to my client. So I would ask that if Mr. Williams or if Mr. Steele, on behalf of Mr. Williams, is to publish JW 250B, that the times between 1605 and 1629 be redacted to take that segment out.
All right. Any response, Mr. Steele? Any objection to that part coming out? Okay. Thank you. All right. Anything else? All right. Any other matters? Okay. All right, then let's get Mr. Copeland and the jury in.
I love going shopping with people too. I feel like if I wasn't a lawyer, I'd be a personal shopper. I love going shopping with people. So if anybody wants to go shopping with me or wants me to shop for them, let me know.
Thank you. All right, you may proceed, Mr. Steele.
Mr. Copeland, do you remember saying on when being asked question by Ms. Hilton that Mr. Turner or Threat asked you to go with him and you and Mr. Turner fired ammunition or bullets into the barbershop of Rich Homiequan's father? Do you remember that?
Can you ask me again?
Yes, sir. Do you remember telling the jury that you and Mr. Turner, Threat, went to the barbershop of Rich Homiequan's father and fired bullets into that barbershop?
What about it?
One more time.
What about it?
Do you remember saying that?
Out of frustration?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you did that, do you know whether there were people inside that barbershop at that time?
I don't recall.
Do you remember telling District Attorney Hilton before you started to testify on Friday, June 7th, 2024? I asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you again, okay? Before, when you first came into the jury to testify, before June 7th, 2024, so before that date.
How y'all
I remember
arguing over me,
telling,
but don't send no
District Attorney
super
Hilton
chats?
that there was a video of you and others saying, "We killed Nut," may exist. Do you remember saying that?
I don't recall.
Did you tell District Attorney Hilton that?
Did I tell her what?
That there's a video with you and others admitting that you killed Donovan, Nut, but Donovan Thomas?
I can't remember if I told her.
All right, let me go into this.
Myrna, I'm talking to my two husbands who are arguing over me and haven't sent a super chat.
I want to ask you about
$2.
Jeffrey Williams or JW (240P) as in perfect, and that states exhibit number 378YE. So, Mr. Copeland, that's going to be the June 10th, 2015 interrogation or interview with the police. And it's at 248:22 through 248:57. And this goes into you stating that when you pulled up, you told Deshawn is your child's mother, right? That's her
Right.
name. Okay. But I was like, she got in the car. She was at her friend's house. This is on January 10th, 2015. You're recounting. She got in the car. You said, "Man, these ends just killed Nut, bro." She like, "Who?" I told her, "It's Thug in them." She like, "Huh? What happened?" Like, SHI, I don't know. D just got in the car and like, SHI, boy, they just, you know what I mean? They just told me that. So she like, "What you gonna do?" "What the F you mean what I'm going to do? I ain't got nothing to do with this, SHI." She like, "Yeah, you know, like we all know they was gonna say my name." So I was like, "I don't know." So we got in the car and we rode home. Okay. I'd like you to listen to make sure I said that right, if you don't mind listening.
That one got me son. So my cousin told what they son was like, she got in the car, she was at her friend's house, she got in the car. And he needed to chill play, bro. She like, who? I told her, store them. She like, huh, what happened? I said, I don't know, DJ got in the car like shit. But it, you know what I mean? They told me like it. So she like, what you gonna do? What the fuck you mean what I'm gonna do? I ain't had nothing to do with this shit. She like, yeah, you know it. Like, we all knew they gonna say my name. So I was like, I don't know. So we got in the car. We drove home.
Did you hear that? Did I say it accurately?
Sound like it.
Okay. And do you remember telling the police that, and then they spoke with Ms. Quarterman or Deshawn? You're aware of that, you said earlier, right?
They did?
Yeah, you're aware that she would call them for you, text message them,
Oh, yeah.
collect calls. Never corroborated or never asked about that, right? As far as you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, may I have 1 second?
Sure.
I apologize. Sorry about that. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. The next one, we discussed already, I believe. No one ever, you told the police that on June 10th, 2015, that from the McDonald's, me and him get on the expressway, boom, and they are following y'all in the Nitro. Asked the detective, you said, yeah, no. They told us to follow them. So you're following them, the detective said, and you said, yeah. But when D told me this, Hell, no, I ain't fixing to follow them. But D didn't get out of the car with me, but I'm trying to trick D so I can see what the Hell is going on. Boom, so we followed them to Thug's house. They stayed downtown at the Sky House. I'm going to play for you, make sure that's right. Jeffrey Williams of JW240Q, State's Exhibit number 378YE. It's the June 10th, 2015 interview. It's from 9:58:12 to 9:58:39.
So we gonna get on the expressway. Boom. Wait, are they following y'all? Yeah. Nah, they told us to follow them. Okay, so y'all follow them. Yeah, but when you told me, hell no, I ain't gonna follow them. But I had to even get out the cover. I'm trying to keep these, I see what the hell going on. Boom. So we followed them to the door. They stayed downtown on the Sky House.
What I said, was that fairly accurate?
He said, I told you, I heard it, but man, I tell the police anything.
And the truth is, you didn't follow Jeffrey Williams to Sky House.
I don't remember that night. So much going on. I don't know what happened that night.
When I say follow to Jeffrey Williams Sky House from the McDonald's,
What I'm saying is, so much what happened that night, I can't say I was all over the place. I don't remember exactly what happened that night.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever drive by at any time, the scene where the barbershop is, where Donovan Thomas was shot and killed on January 10th, 2015?
What you mean?
Did you, at any time, I understand there was a lot going on, but did you drive by the scene, you know where Donovan Thomas was shot? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
In
I know
front of
what
the
you're talking
barber house.
about.
One more time?
I said, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Did you, on January 10th, 2015, drive by that street where he was shot?
I can't recall.
Okay. Let's do this. Did the police, detectives, federal, anybody, district attorney's office ever come to you and inquire of you whether or not your phone records show from the McDonald's area, cell phone tower, to the Sky House? Did they ever ask you about your phone records to see if it tracks what you told the police?
They never told me nothing about my phone at all.
Okay. All right. I want to talk with you about the meeting with Detective Thorpe. So it's about 7-8 hours after the shooting of Donovan Thomas, January 11th, 2015. Your Honor, this is Jeffrey Williams, or JW 241D, as in David. And this is State's Exhibit number 378YA, as in Elisa. It's 3:18:50 a.m. to 3:20:42 a.m. And Mr. Copeland, if you could just listen for this, and if I said it wrong, just tell the jurors I got it wrong. You're in with Detective Thorpe, January 11, 2015, and Detective Thorpe is asking you, who is Walter Lee Maddox? And you said, who? Walter Lee Maddox, the detective said. You said, I don't know. Nickname? Detective said, did you all ever rent or own an Infiniti? You said an Infiniti. Detective Thorpe said, did you all ever rent or own one of those cars before? You say no. You deny it. Detective Thorpe said, have you been stopped in an Infiniti before? You said, have I? No. Detective Thorpe said, have you been stopped in an accident in an Infiniti? You said no. Detective Thorpe said something, I don't know, you could tell us if you can recognize it. You said, have I ever had a car break-in? No, let me think. You talk about this year? Detective Thorpe said, anytime. You said, I had a car break in a Pontiac. That was a couple of years ago. Detective Thorpe asked you, what kind of car does your brother drive? You said a white Dodge Charger. That's the truck he gave me. You said, Detective Thorpe rather said, does your brother got two cars? You says, nah, his girl got a car, and that the car he got, the Dodge Charger, and she got the ugly little Malibu, like 19 something. Detective Thorpe said a 2014 Dodge Charger. You said yes. Detective Thorpe said white. You said yes. Who drives a Nissan? Detective Thorpe asked. You said a Nissan, what color? Detective Thorpe said it is gray. You said, I don't drive no Nissan. Detective Thorpe said, okay, y'all ever have an Infiniti gray Q45 before? You said a truck. Detective Thorpe said no. You said a car, not that I know of. I want you to listen to this. If you don't mind, tell me if I did that wrong.
Who's Walter Lee Maddox? Who? Who's Walter Maddox? No nickname? Did y'all ever rent or own an Infiniti? Infiniti. Y'all ever rent one of those cars before? Have you ever been stopped in an Infiniti before? Have I? Yeah. From an accident in an Infiniti? No. A maximum? Have I ever had a car break-in? No. Okay. Let me think. So this year, anytime. I had a car wreck in the Pontiac. That was a couple years ago. I ain't had no car wreck. I ain't had no registry. I ain't have none of it. What kind of car your brother drive? Oh, was that in there? A white Dodge Charge. This truck car he gave me. Your brother got two cars? Nah, his girl got a car, and the car he got the Dodge Charge. Oh. Then she got the little ugly little metal, like a 19 something. 2014 Dodge Charge? Yeah. One. Yeah. Who drives a Nissan? A Nissan? What color? What color is it? Gray. How about that? Nissan. Okay. Y'all ever had a Infinity Gray? A gray Infinity Q45 before? A truck? No. A cup? Yeah. Not I know of.
Were you able to hear that, sir?
I think we all heard.
Okay, similar to what I said?
Huh?
Similar to what I said?
I think we all heard it.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, you referred to Detective Thorpe as a squirrel brain. Do you remember that earlier in the testimony?
Squirrel brain.
Do you remember saying something like that?
Yeah.
And by approximately 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, January 11, 2015, so within 8 hours approximately of Mr. Donovan Thomas being shot, Detective Thorpe is asking you specific pointed questions about you in a rental gray Infinity sedan. Do you realize that?
You said, do I realize it?
Yeah,
What you mean?
that's what he was doing. You understand that he was asking you about a rental Infinity within 8 hours of the shooting of Donovan Thomas.
Right.
And you denied any dealing with an Infinity vehicle rental, right?
Right.
And that's not true, right?
What you mean?
You were dealing with a rental Infinity vehicle.
I was?
Yeah, weren't you?
I don't recall.
The car that you were driving that Jeffrey Williams rented for you was, do you know that type of car that was? Or he testified to?
What about him renting the car for him?
Sustained.
Okay. The car
A
you
lot
were
of
driving that
sustains.
you announced
A
that you
lot of
gave to Threat or
sustains.
Mr. Turner. Do you know what type of car, rental car that was?
No.
Okay. Okay.
When we get a break, I'll tell you.
Did the police ever come back to you and ask you about Walter Lee Harvey again? To your knowledge?
I still don't know who that is.
Okay. Did the police ever come back to you and talk with you about wrecking that 2015 Infinity vehicle besides this?
No.
Now, you have used other people's, like when other people rent cars, you know, Miss Quarterman's mother rented cars, allowed you and Miss Quarterman to use, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Just do me a courtesy, I apologize, but for the court.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And that would be in Miss Quarterman's mother's name, the rental car. You're aware of that, right?
Right.
And I want you to listen to, if you don't mind, JW Jeffrey Williams 240R as in righteous, states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's also June 10th, 2015. Meeting or interrogation by the police, 11:33:17 a.m. to 11:34:10 a.m. And I'm just going to tell you and just make sure this is what it says. You said that I didn't break in these cars. I wasn't even with them. I just gave them the car. Detective said, but you You said, but for what reason though? Because they, they was going to do some stupid SHI blank to get some money. Detective Dennis said something, I don't know what it is, so you could help us if you don't mind. You said, I knew they were fixing to go. Detective Gaither said, you knew they were going to do a job. You ain't what exact job it was. And then there's overlapping, meaning everyone's talking at one time. Detective Gaither said, but you know what an effing job is. You said, I just. Detective Gaither says, you know they ain't going to church. You said, I was just looking at like SHI. I ain't doing it. I ain't getting in trouble behind it. That's how I was really looking at it. Detective Gaither says, but you're still effing up Deshaun. Because if something else would have happened in that effing car, that truck is in her mama's name. Detective Dennis said, what if they did a robbery? You said, like I told them. Detective Gaither said, and it's the first report. Detective Dennis said, right. Detective Gaither said, we found. Detective Dennis said, we ain't even check. And you said, what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying, I already told them. I said, look, y'all, this car is Deshaun Mama name. You feel what I'm saying? I just said it like that. I said, it's in her mama name. She's gonna tell the police if y'all do anything. I did it. And I'm saying, y'all, I ain't going down for nobody else. I told her just like that. Just listen to it, make sure that what I said was fairly accurate.
That ain't my fault that you did that. Hey, no, I didn't break any car. I wasn't even with them. I didn't get in the car. But for what reason though? Because you knew they was going to do some stupid shit to get some money. I knew they was going to go. You knew they was going to do a jug. You didn't know how they back jug was, but you know what the fucking jug is. You know they ain't going to church. I know I won't get this. I just looking at it like shit. I ain't going to get in trouble for that. That's how I'm just looking at it. But you is still fucking up their shots if something else would happen in that fucking car. That truck is in her mama's name.
What if they did a robbery?
Like I told him. And this is the first report run. We found.
They didn't check on
What I'm saying, I told him, I said, look, the car that your mama name. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, I said, your mama name. She don't tell the police, if y'all do anything, I did. And I'm letting y'all know I ain't going after nobody else. I told him just like that.
Is it fair what I said? That's what you all are talking about?
That's what it sounds like.
So even though it was, and Deshaun and you have a special relationship. I mean, you share a child or children, right?
Yes, a child.
Okay. And you're aware that her mother is renting a car in her mother's name, letting you use it, and Deshaun, or excuse me, Miss Cardamom, and it's used for criminal conduct by stealing people's cell phones, laptops, breaking into cars. You're aware of that, right?
I don't know.
You're aware on June 10, 2015, when the police came to arrest you, they searched that rental car in Deshaun Quarterman's mother's name and found other people's cellular telephones, laptops, identifications. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, after they locked me up.
Okay. And you were involved in breaking into those cars and stealing, using her mother, Deshaun Quarterman's mother's rental car, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Assume effect's not in evidence.
Asking him a question.
I think he just answered it.
Right?
They charged me.
Okay. Why, I just ask you, why would you be entrusted by somebody? They were doing you a favor with a rental car in their name. Why would you go out and commit a crime while using someone else's rental car?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Did you ever think? Did you ever think about the lives that you were affecting by committing crime in a rental car in someone else's name?
Objection, Your Honor. Assume effect's not in evidence. Rule 611, Rule 24-6-611.
How about relevance?
And relevance.
Did it ever occur to you that you can get other people in trouble?
Objection relevant.
Sustained.
All right.
Was that the judge that just said and
Talk with
relevant?
you about Jeffrey Williams exhibit number 240S, as in Samantha. This is at State's exhibit number 378YE, as in Aaron. It's June 10, 2015 interrogation. It's at 10:00:31 a.m. to 10:00:46 a.m. And please listen and make sure that what I'm announcing is accurate. You're talking about, if you remember, and you'll listen to it, O.G. Bentley. Do you know the name Kelvin Treadwell? Do you know O.G. Bentley by a government name? Do you know who that person is?
I don't even know who OG Ben is.
Okay. All right. Where you said, you feel what I'm saying? This is what D's saying. Bentley's supposed to went and hid the car and the guns. Detective said, where? You said, I ain't never heard it. Like they just cut me off. They seen all the police just kept coming at me, talking to me. I want you to listen to this if that's what you said, okay?
You know what I'm saying? They what he said. Bentley just supposed to went to hit the car and the guns. Where I ain't never heard. Like they just cut me out. Like they seen all the police just kept coming at me and talking to me.
Did the police or the prosecution ever come to you and say, hey, we would like to talk to you about corroborating or supporting or verifying what you told us here? Did that ever happen? That O.G. Bentley supposedly hit a car and guns. Did the police ever come to you or the district attorney's office and say, did the police ever come to you or the district attorney's office and say, we want to talk to you about that statement and see if we could verify it? Did they ever do that?
Then I said to the police, they came back to me and asked me to verify whatever word you using. They never, after I said what I said to them, that was it. I didn't hear nothing else from them until I was back in handcuffs.
Okay. Yesterday, you were shown State's exhibit number 22CC. Could you help me out if you don't mind? Thank you. It should be the nitro. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. This is already in evidence, Your Honor.
Right.
Ms. Person. Perfect. Thank you.
When we take a break, guys, we'll go back over this. But I don't understand what's going on. I don't like it.
If you could just blow up the actual image. Mr. Copeland, if you were shown this yesterday. This should be State's exhibit number 22CC, as in Colette. And the state asked you about the vehicle, which should be on the left of your screen. And they identified it as a white nitro, I believe. Do you remember this from yesterday by any chance?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Now, I just want to make sure the jurors know, and if you could make it small. This is not the Texaco gas station that you were showing pictures of with the Infiniti and the Pontiac and the gentleman walking into the convenience store This is a totally different gas station. Do you recognize that?
I don't know what he said.
I just want to make sure that there was clarity. Do you know where this gas station is by any chance, just from looking around? Just from looking at 22cc?
You said, do I know the area?
Yeah, do you recognize that at all? From
Yeah,
that?
I know the area.
Okay. Is that in the same area vicinity as the Texaco gas station that's next to the barber shop where Mr. Donovan Thomas was killed?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure the jurors weren't confused, or that we didn't confuse the jurors. Okay, thank you, Ms. Knight. Now, the state also showed you yesterday a photograph. It's 10cc, as in Colette. I'd like to show that again, and it is in evidence already, Your Honor. And if you could blow it up, if you don't mind. Do you remember seeing this yesterday by any chance, Mr. Copeland? Do you remember being
I
shown
don't
that?
see nothing.
Oh, it's not on your screen? It might be, it's behind you.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. And the gentleman in the white shirt, kind of in the center but left of the screen, do you know that person?
No, I don't know that person.
Okay.
Talking with the white shirt or the black shirt? I don't know neither one of those.
Okay. That doesn't, being shown that yesterday by the district attorney?
Let me be clear.
Yes, sir.
I see him around, but I don't know him.
Okay, thank you. But that doesn't verify any of your statements to the police, does it?
Huh?
Objection, improper question, Your Honor.
I'm not sure he can answer that question.
Do you believe that by seeing that picture of that person, whoever it is, the person you see around sometimes, did that in any way verify what you
Mr.
told the
Steele,
police?
I mean, that's basically just, you put a do you believe in front of it, but what he believes about it isn't relevant.
Did the police ever do anything to show you, or the district attorney, to corroborate your statement to the police? I understand what you're saying, that it was made up, but did they ever do anything to say, to try to tie it to that person? Did the police ever do that to you? Or the district attorney's office?
I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't hear nothing about him.
Okay. All right. I want to talk with you about your statements to the police. That Jeffrey, that you were with Jeffrey when you were getting calls from the police, okay? There was some discussion like that, and it's, Your Honor's, JW Jeffrey Williams 240T, as in terrific, States Exhibit number 378YE, as in Aaron. It's again June 10, 2015. This is at 9:50:35 a.m. to 9:51:48 a.m. I'm sorry. Of course. 9:50:35 a.m. 9:51:48 a.m. And if you hear this, Mr. Copeland, if I'm, just make sure that after you listen to it, I'm correct. You said, I'm like, don't worry about it, N. But anyway, long story short, the detective was calling my phone. You know what I mean? And he was right there. Detective said, Thug was right there. You said, yeah. You said, so I answered the phone and he looking at me like this, but I don't know what's going on. Detective says, why is he looking at you like that? You said, because he see me answering the phone for them. Detective said, but at what point does Thug have anything to say, nuts murder, to be looking at you in any kind of way, like, don't worry about that, like this and that. And you said, I'm fixing to give it to you. Detective said, please, we've been waiting for months. You said, no, I ain't. Guess what? I heard he was trying to kill me, but I ain't. This is what happened. I answered the phone. Hello? Yeah, this. I knew it was the detective calling. Detective said, the one that's handling the murder case? You said, no, different detective. Detective said, okay. You said, I thought one of them was you. My sister said that she described, you know what I mean? But she was just like a man. Detective said, right. So you said, so I just thought she was talking about you. Detective said, okay. You said, so she was like, detective's called. All right. So I answered the phone and he's right there. So I was like, yeah, indiscernible. So I don't know what that means. I couldn't understand it. This and that, man, they just talking to me. And he was just looking at me, but I ain't think, because I ain't did nothing. So I'm like, SHI blank. I'd like you to just listen to this if you don't mind and tell me if this is what you're saying, and I'd like to ask you some questions.
Okay, don't worry about it, nigga. But anyway, long story short, the detective was calling my phone. You know what I mean? And he was right there. Yeah. So I answered the phone, and he looked at me like this. So, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, why are he looking at you like that? Because he see me answer the phone for him. But at what point does Thug have anything to say about Nuts murder and to be looking at it any kind of way, like, don't worry about that. Like, I'll get to you. Please, we've been waiting months. No, it ain't. Guess what? Well, I heard you touch him, but I ain't. This way, I answered the phone. Hello? Yeah, this I knew it was the detective call. The one that's handling the murder case? Nah, it was different detectives. I went on with you. My sister said that she described it. You know what I mean? But she was just like a man. Right? I thought she was my too. So she was like, detective called Ice. So I answered the phone, and he right there. So I'm like, yeah, this Kim Copeland, what's this and that. And they just talking to me. And he just looking at me, but I ain't think he could, I ain't need that. So I'm like, shit, nigga, yeah.
Mr. Copeland, what I said, was that substantially right, according to what you just heard?
That what it sound like?
Did the police ever come to you, or the district attorney's office ever come to you and discuss with you whether or not anything about you were around Jeffrey when police are calling and his impression of it or reaction to it? They ever do anything to verify that, to your knowledge?
No.
It's made up, right?
But they said that their own mouth. You heard them in the investigation. You ain't giving us nothing. You bushing us. I mean, like they knew what I was doing. My stomach hurt bad, Judge. I feel like I had cramps.
Cramps is crazy. Oh, Jesus.
Can I ask you a question? Okay. This is JW 241E as in Aaron, State's Exhibit number 378YA as in Elisa. This is January 11th, 2015. This is 4:13:31 a.m. to 4:13:59 a.m. And specifically, this is you telling Detective Thorpe that that you wanted to retaliate after the shooting of Donovan Thomas. People were shooting your family's homes. You want to retaliate, and Jeffrey telling you, don't do that, let 12 handle. Okay, just listen, okay?
It's like, she said, I did it. I then went down to her house and like see what's going on. Like when these folks can't shot this young mom house. Like for real. Yeah, I'm like, oh, what I supposed to do, bro? Like man, get out of the way, bro. Let 12 handle that. 12 deal with that. That's all he kept saying. Like, man, bro, you somebody let police handle that and deal with that, bro. These folks kill my family. He's like, man, folks, he know them better than that. I mean, folks, man. I don't.
Were you able to hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Yeah, I heard.
And is it fair to say that you told Detective Thorpe about 7-8 hours after the shooting of Donovan Thomas?
Green heart when you follow
that,
me on TikTok.
Jeffrey's
Green heart.
reaction to all this is let 12 handle.
Say it again.
Okay. Jeffrey's reaction when you were saying that people are shooting at your family's homes, God forbid, Jeffrey told you let 12 handle. That's what you told the police, right?
Now I tell the police anything to try to get them out my face.
Okay. And tell the jurors, if you don't mind, who is 12?
Who?
Who is 12?
Who is 12?
Yeah.
Shit, they know the police.
want to talk with you about your statements to law enforcement. This is JW 240U as in unbelievable. It states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. This is 10:58:11 a.m. to 10:58:46 a.m. This is again June 10th, 2015. And Mr. Copeland, just to orient you, this is where you're talking to the police about Jeffrey supposedly want to have you killed, okay?
Have who killed?
Remember that?
Have who killed?
You.
Me?
Yeah, that's what you told the police. I'm going to read it and then you tell me, well, I'm going to say what I think it said, but you correct us. You said, it ain't none of that. It ain't. This is what only thing, when the police called, bruh, he's seen me talking to them and he just feel as I ain't supposed to say nothing. You know what I mean? He just want me to just let y'all put one on me for murder. You know what I mean? That's what he want. Detective said, and Sam called and not saying nothing. And you said, that's what he wanted. That's what I feel like deep in my heart, deep inside my heart. Like I ain't even told my brother. I ain't tell nobody that this N is trying to have me killed. I ain't tell my baby mama. Detective said, right. You said, it was a feeling like when Nut first died and everybody was coming, screaming my name, seeing how nervous and scared I was. If you could listen to it, if you don't mind.
It ain't none of that. It ain't just what all I'm saying, he just, when the police come out, bro, he seen me talking to him. And he just feel, and then I ain't supposed to say nothing. You know what I mean? He just want me to just they try to put one of me for murder. I mean, that's what he wants. And stand tall and not say nothing. That's what he wants. That's what I feel like deep inside my heart. Like, I just told my brother, I ain't telling nobody about something that they trying to kill. I ain't telling baby mama. I mean,
And then I'd like to play for you Jeffrey Williams 240W. As in wonderful, it states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's at 10:58:50 a.m. to 10:59:09 a.m. So it's right after where we stopped. So it's really a continuation. And I'd like you to listen to this and focus on your statement that, you know what I mean? It was, I got scared to be around him, be told, the truth be told, I got scared. I told my baby mama, like you can call her now, man, we gotta go, man. I think that N thug, like that night they shot at us when I was telling you all that story, in my heart, I was like, darned, it says another word, that N thug trying to get me killed, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I got scared to be around. Be told, truth be told, I got scared. I told baby mom, like you call him, man, we gotta go, man. I think we do. Like when that night they shot at it. When I'm telling y'all the story with it, in my heart, I just like, man, they my dog trying to get me killed. You know what I mean?
Did you hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Yeah, I heard it.
So in those two back-to-back recordings that we heard, the JW240U and the JW240W, on the first one, you said to the police that you ain't tell nobody that this N's trying to have me killed. I ain't tell my baby mama. And then in the second one, the JW240W, you said, truth be told, I got scared. I told my baby mama. Did the police ever ask you about that and push back and say, how do you say that?
How do you say what?
Yeah, that you didn't tell your child's mother and you did tell your child's mother. Did they ever do anything like that?
I think they just try to make me feel comfortable. Like they just talk to me to try to make me feel comfortable to open up to them. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I like not telling people anything. I ain't care about getting caught up in the lie. But I was trying to be as convincing as possible.
I'd like to go into JW 240V, as in Victory. It's State's Exhibit number 378YE, as in Aaron. It's June 10th, 2015. Mr. Copeland's 10:20:39 a.m. to 10:21 even, or 10:21:00 a.m. And this, I'd like you to focus on what you talked about with Valerie told you that Jeffrey wanted to set you up. And you said that, yeah, but see, Valerie got in the car. She was like, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you something. Don't say nothing. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? She like, thug, this and that and that. And I'm like, detective said, no. And then you said, now I'm like, what you mean? And she like, don't trust this end, bruh. You know what I mean? He trying to set you up, talking about every time I go out, I got out of jail, something got shot up. Detective says, uh-huh. Can you listen to that for me?
All right.
Thank you.
But see, Valerie got in cause she just like, hey bro, I'm gonna tell you something, I'm saying that. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's up? She's like, dog, that this and that. I'm like, no, it's nah, what you mean? She like, I didn't don't trust this nigga, bro. You know what I mean? They really trying to set you up. So like every time I got in jail, son got shot up.
So you're saying every time you got out of jail, something got shot up. That's what you're telling the police, right?
That's what I told the police.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
And that Valerie told you, don't trust Jeffrey. Remember that?
That's what I said.
Yeah. And did the police ever come to you, or did you get any information from Valerie or someone else at the police or the prosecution ever tried to verify that that conversation occurred with Valerie?
After this interview right here, I went to the feds probably like 2-3 weeks later. I haven't heard anything from about this interview all the way up until they brought me in this trial.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about no investigation all the way up until this trial.
Okay. To your knowledge, did the police or the prosecution ever just simply go to Valerie and say, did this happen?
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I'd like to show you what the prosecution showed you yesterday. It's State's Exhibit number 60W, as in wonderful, A as in Elisa. It's timestamp 2:08. Ms. Knight, do you mind helping me? Thank you. Do you remember seeing this yesterday, Mr. Copeland, this photograph that Ms. Hilton showed you?
Yeah.
And she said, and you verified that that's Valerie, remember that?
I think it's so.
How does, if from your understanding, how does showing you State's Exhibit number 60WA verify that Valerie had a conversation with you in a car that don't trust Jeffrey?
Objection, Your Honor, improper question, speculation.
I'm not asking to
Vague.
speculate.
Vague.
Okay. Can you tell the jury how showing you State's Exhibit 60WA verified anything that you said to the police on June 10th,
Objection.
2015?
Objection vague, and it's the same question. Just reframe.
Sustained.
Besides that being a photograph or an image of a video, what does that picture mean to you that you were shown yesterday?
That she was dirty as hell back in the day.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'd like to go into JW24X as an X-ray. That State's Exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron, June 10, 2015, from 4:13:34 p.m. to 4:14:46 p.m. Specifically, Detective Dennis asked you, what does Birdman have to do with all of this? And you answered, Birdman's quiet. Detective Dennis said, he don't tell them to calm down. You said, Birdman, he don't talk in front of us. Detective Dennis said, he don't. You all like that? And you said, but he like, yeah, he right there. He talked to me a lot, but it don't be about nothing. Detective Dennis said, small talk. You said, yeah. What the H this N talking about? Detective Dennis then I can't understand what he's saying. Then you say, it sound like it. Detective Dennis said, you think so? You said, I don't think he did it. I don't know. Detective Dennis said, so with all this stuff with Nut, what was his reaction to it? Meaning Birdman. You said, from me to you, he was trying to pay them to keep quiet. Detective Dennis asked you, pay who to keep quiet? You said them. Detective Dennis said, who is them? You said Nuts folks. Detective Dennis said, oh, just go about their business? You said, yep. Detective Dennis, here, take this, shut the HELL up, leave it alone. You said, I think it was 200,000. Detective Dennis said, a payoff. You said, I heard that right my own ears. Detective Dennis said, who he supposedly paid to? And you said, Fly. Detective Dennis said, who's Fly? You said, the man who owned the TIG. It's kind of a way y'all can just man, if you don't mind listening to this.
What does Birdman have to do with all this?
Birdman quiet.
He don't tell him to calm down?
Man, Birdman, nah, he don't want to talk for him.
He don't know y'all like that.
He won't be right there. He talk to me a lot, but it don't be about that. It's just
Small talk.
yeah, what the hell nigga talking about?
Do he get it?
It sound like
You think so?
I don't think he is. I don't know.
So with all the stuff with that, what was his reaction to it?
Comedian, I'm trying to pay them to keep quiet.
Pay who to keep quiet?
Damn.
Who is it?
Hey, folks.
Oh, let's go about that business.
Yeah.
Here, take this, shut the hell up, leave it alone.
I think it was 200,000.
Pay off.
I heard it by my own ears.
Who he supposed to pay it to?
Fly.
Who's Fly?
The man who owned the elected TIG.
Cooper, what I said, was that fairly accurate to what you told the Detective Dennis?
I tell the police anything.
Sure. Did the police ever come to you, the district attorney's office, and ever discuss with you anything to, let's corroborate this?
All the way up to this point, even today, they never sat down and asked me nothing about nothing I said in the interviews.
I'm the first one to do this?
Yeah, you the only one that did this to me.
Did you bring up Birdman, or did Detective Dennis bring up Birdman?
I think he did.
And then you just started talking about him, like
That's what I'm gonna do.
like you've been telling the jurors.
He bring up your name. I'm gonna have something for you.
I want to talk with you about Jeffrey Williams 240Y, as in yesterday, State's Exhibit number 378YE, as in Erin. It's June 10, 2015 again. Interrogation, it's from 10:10:23 a.m. to 10:10:51 a.m. And Mr. Copeland, if you can listen to this and tell us if this is you talking about Jeffrey was going to buy the gun that was found at the Dunbar Recreational Center for $1,000, if this is what you're talking about with the police, okay?
So when I got the gun, I got it from Greenstone. So I went up to the pub to go play baseball, but I waiting on him to come get it. So waiting on who to come get it? Ladina. So his brother pulled up. I mean, yeah, you talking about the BK on the let me be clean. Okay. His brother pulled up to get it. I mean, they like thug gonna give me a time for it. I mean, so I was sending them at the gun. But I don't know he is.
It's gonna be my same question. Anything besides what you told the police to verify that Jeffrey was going to buy a gun for $1,000 at the Dunbar Recreational Center gun?
They didn't even believe me.
Miss Hilton asked you yesterday towards the end of your testimony with her. She said, but all you were talking about were people, the only people committed crimes was Jeffrey and other people maybe here, like Little D and Nard, etc. Do you remember that type of question that she asked you?
I don't even understand what you're saying.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police that Rich Homie Quan took out, put $25,000 to kill Tay? Remember telling him that?
See, I told the police that. Told you, I wanted them to believe I knew information and they can rely on me. That's my whole motive when they were questioning me. If they go for it and they let me walk away, you got to catch me on the back end.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police that Rich Homie Quan would buy guns for YFN Lucy and his people and store them?
I can't tell the police nothing that's going on in some with people that I'm not around. So it's self-explanatory that I made it up.
Did the police ever come to you or the prosecution, meaning the district attorney's office, and say, hey, we want to go over what you said to see if we could verify it?
No, I haven't heard anything until this trial. Only person come talk to me is Miss Hill. But I can't, like, she asked me, have I heard some calls? She let me hear the calls. Like, I don't recall her asking me specific questions.
Okay. I'd like to play for you Jeffrey Williams 244A as an Elisa. It's a January 28th, 2015. Interview at 7:23:53 through 7:24:16, and it's on those. It's on the issue about Rich Homie Quan putting $25,000 to kill Tay. Okay.
All right.
Rich Homie Quan supposed to give him 50,000 to meet a new club. Like Rich Homie Quan told me this ain't mouth. Yeah. Then Rich Homie Quan like he got 25,000 have Tay killed. It's like from the picture you just showed me. Nah, Tay who just got shot the other night. Oh, in the car over there. Okay. He had 25,000 have Tay killed. Who did? This Rich Homie Quan shit. Cause he was telling me. So I'm telling Rich Homie Quan like, but.
And then Jeffrey Williams 244B. It's about Rich Homie Quan buying guns and storing them for YFN Lucy and his people. This is January 28, 2015. It's 9:07:17 p.m. to 9:07:26 p.m.
Now that Rich Homie Quan buying the guns for this.
Is that it? Okay. And Mr. Copeland, this is just the same thing you've been saying the whole time, right? You're just going to talk about me. If the police bring me up or want to know, you're just going to be a fountain of information, so they let you go.
Man, this is crazy, man. Like, throughout my whole life with interacting with the police, they never believed nothing I said. I don't have a clue why they even got me in here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
I'd like to talk with you about Jeffrey Williams, number 240Z, as in zebra, States Exhibit number 378YE, as in Aaron, June 10, 2015. It's 1:16:56 p.m. to 1:17:36 p.m. You said, you know what I mean? This N, you know what he did to me? He gave me $300,000 to hold, and he left and came back. Detective Dennis said, And you ain't getting none of that? And you said, I don't care about money. I don't. Detective Gaither said, you care about some money. And Detective Dennis said, you kind of dissing yourself, man. And you said, listen, the end would give me money. You
What
feel
is N?
N-I-G-G.
Oh, nigga.
You feel what I'm saying? I didn't need nothing. I didn't. Detective Gaither said, how much? You said, but when I went to jail, he didn't help me. Detective Gaither said, you just said the most amount of money Thug Dunn gave you. Detective Dennis said $300,000. And you said, but he left with you 300. This is Detective Dennis, and I guess came back and gave you 1,000 and you were good. I just want you to hear that and make sure that's what it said.
I mean, he didn't. Yeah, $300,000. The whole. He left. Came back.
And you ain't getting none of it.
I don't care about money. I don't. You care about some money.
You be contradicting yourself, man.
The nigga was giving me money. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need that. I did it. But when I went to jail and he didn't help me. You just said the most amount of money Thug gave me was $500.
But he left you with 300, and I guess he came back and gave you a 1,000 again. You were good.
You hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Mm-hmm.
And the police are telling you, you're not making any sense, right? It's saying that to you, right?
Right.
They know, you believe, they know this is all just try to make them, give them something they need to let you go, right?
Objection, speculation.
That's what you're doing. Don't speculate about anyone else. That's what you're doing, right?
They know that. Dennis know it, Gaither know it.
And there's no picture of you with $300,000. You're not saying that's true. You just said that to the police, right?
If I had $300,000, you know, it would have been pictures, videos, and everything. The whole world would have seen it.
Okay. I'd like to go through with you Jeffrey Williams, or JW 241F as in Fox, States Exhibit number 378YA as in Elisa. This is January 11th, 2015. So this is, 7-8 hours after Mr. Thomas was, God forbid, shot. It's 3:14:24 a.m. to 3:14:29 a.m. And I want you to hear and listen for whether you said this. I never had a problem with Nut. Me and Nut ain't never had two words with each other. Me and Nut was always okay. You know what I'm saying? The only person I ever had a problem with was Cal. Just tell me if that's what is being said.
I never had a problem with nothing. Me and Nut ain't never had two words to each other. Me and Nut was always okay. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Mr. Copeland, what I said, that was fairly accurate.
What you say?
What I said when I asked you to listen for it, that was accurate. That was
We heard it.
okay. And actually, a little time before January 6, 2015, I'm using that date for when you got into that fight at Club Crucial. You know what I'm talking about? When Shell Kell and other people jumped on you with your eye. You know what I'm talking about?
You know I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So before that date, before January 6, 2015, you stole from Mr. Donovan Thomas's Tahoe vehicle his cellular telephone, his identification, his chain, his nut chain, and his wallet. Is that true?
I gave it back to him.
Okay. I'm going to get there, I promise you. And what happened was Mr. Donovan Thomas called his own cell phone and you answered it and made arrangements to give him back his property. Fair to say?
Sound like that.
And when he came to get his property, he came with other people in other cars, right?
Something like that.
And they had guns.
Objection, assuming facts not in evidence.
Well, he's asking the question of whether Mr. Copeland knows, so I'll overrule that.
What's going on?
Did they have guns that you saw?
Yeah.
And shortly after that, you learned that Donovan Thomas and others were going to hurt you. True?
Objection, improper character of the victim.
Sustained.
You knew that Donovan Thomas and others made statements that you heard that they were going to hurt you.
Objection, Your Honor, assuming facts not in evidence and improper character evidence.
Sustained.
Did you ever listen to Donovan Thomas have a meeting with others where they discussed you?
Everything sustained, every objection.
Yeah, I was told.
And you were actually listening, and there was a person named Maurice or Mo who was in prison on the call as well, right?
I don't know. I don't know who somebody came back and told me.
Okay. And you understood that Donovan Thomas and others were going to hurt you. Is that true?
Objection, assuming facts not into evidence.
Sustained.
Did you believe, come around January 10th, 2015, that Donovan Thomas and others were going to hurt you? Did you believe that?
Same objection and relevance of what his beliefs were.
I think it goes to his state of mind on the day that Mr. Thomas was killed.
Overruled.
What you asked?
Did you believe that on the date that Donovan Thomas was killed, that he and others, his friends, were going to, had a plan to hurt you physically?
I was told it.
Okay. So when you told the police on January 11, 2015, that you and Nut never had any words, never had a problem, your only problem was with Kel, you just didn't want to tell the police about that, right?
Say that again?
You did not share with the police what you believed to be a problem that Donovan Thomas was and his friends were trying to hurt you. You didn't share that with Detective Thorpe, did you?
I don't know.
You told Detective Thorpe that you never had a problem with Mr. Thomas, right? We just heard that.
That's what I told him.
Okay. I want to go into what you have been told by law enforcement. I'm going to do it all from January 10th of 2015. And I want you to listen to these. I want you to listen. This is JW 240AA, Elisa, States Exhibit number 378YE. It's June 10th, 2015. It's 1:15 p.m. to 1:51 p.m. and tell the jury if this is accurate. You said, "It is though. I sat right here. You know what I mean? I promise I wouldn't back out for nothing. You know what I mean?" Detective says, "I'ma find out." You said, "Like I said, man, if that was to keep me out of jail, and y'all can help me. I promise you. Want Birdman, Kente, any of them, I will go right there and do what I have to do, right? I am good with anybody. You know, even though all this SHI blank going on, you know, and detective says, you mean right? And you said, I put it on my mama's soul. I mean it. I want you to listen to this, okay?
I promise I'm gonna back out next. I mean, I'm fine now. Like I said, man, if they was to keep me out of jail and if y'all can help me, man, I promise you, you gonna throw up Birdman, I can't say and one of them. I'm gonna go right there and do what I have to do. Like, I'm good with anybody. Now, even all this shit going on, I mean, it was 2015, 1:16 p.m. You mean that, right? Put on my own soul, I mean.
Now, did you hear Detective Gaither say June 10, 2015, 1:16 p.m.? You mean that right? And you said, I put on my mama's soul. She's saying that what you said, that you're going to help them. You'll do anything to get out of jail, right?
Right.
Okay. I want to go back in time, same day, but this is going to be 9:45 a.m. So about 4 hours before, 3 hours before. This is JW 240B as in Barry, B as in Barry, States Exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. This is 9:45, 19 a.m. to 9:48, 39 a.m. And it's Detective Cunningham, not detective, Special Agent with the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Explosive, Cunningham. She's a female, and she says, and I want you to make sure that it's accurate. She says, okay, I need you to listen. You know you're a felon. You know that you got a gun today, so you can't even dispute that. I don't even want you to try because you're just going to be wasting my time and yours too. And let me finish. You said no, and there's overlapping conversation, meaning multiple people speaking. The ATF agent Cunningham says, me and investigator Gaither, but the gun today, the one we found today in the apartment, meaning when you were arrested from your apartment on June 10, 2015. You said, uh-huh. ATF agent Cunningham said, now, when it comes to the federal system, it's not you go, when you go, do your time, there's no parole. There is no what it is. And then Detective Gaither says, early release. And then Agent Cunningham says, no early release. You may get good behavior, but that's only like you get nothing. And they typically don't let you stay in Atlanta. They might ship you off somewhere clear across the country. So whatever you do, and then you say, darn, but you said a different word, my head hurt. Agent Cunningham said, I'll go back and tell the United States attorney that's assigned to this case, this is what he did to help himself out. It pans out. Or I can go back and tell her, this is what he said. We found out it was a lie. He's continuing to play games. The judge do what they want to do. So before we can even get started, especially while I'm sitting here, everything is on you because I've never talked to you before. So with me, you almost get a clean slate to help yourself. If you do lies, I don't, because I got too much other stuff to do and would hate to have to go back and tell the U.S. attorney, but he's lying, he's full of crap. It's up to you. You said, before I lie, then there's a lot of people talking. Agent Cunningham said, it's up to you, Mr. Copeland. You said, before I lie, Agent Cunningham said, let me finish. I think it's a 3 or 4 time convicted felon you are. How many felonies do you have? Detective Gaither said, about 3, don't you? Agent Cunningham said, you got 3. Detective Gaither said, about 3 or 4. You said, talking about what? Agent Cunningham said, how many felonies do you have? You said, what am I on probation for? Agent Cunningham said, how many convictions are felonies? Detective Gaither said, it's around 3. You said, I don't know. Agent Cunningham said, let's just assume it's 3, okay? I'm fixing to tell you right now, you have heard of the armed career criminal. You said, you're not going to worry about me lying. Agent Cunningham said, you have heard of armed career criminal with 3 while you're sitting here now. And how old are you? You said 23. Agent Cunningham said 23. You got 15 years off the top. Off the top. And that's before you even get into the time for whatever your charge is. And possession by a convicted felon is 5 years twice. That's 10. So we're talking about 15 plus 10 on top of that. You're looking at what, 48 years old? That's what you're looking at. This is serious. You said, I told you it's getting Detective Gaither said, I told you it's getting real. Detective Gaither said, nobody has time for the bull crap. You said, I told you it's getting real. I knew it. I knew it. I tried. Agent Cunningham said, that's not including whatever conspiracies you're involved in. Mr. Copeland, if I really wanted to be a bad ASS and treat you bad, I'd probably throw the book at you and wouldn't think twice about it. You got a baby girl, a beautiful baby girl. I want you to listen to it. And this is all at the early in the morning, 9:45 a.m., okay?
Okay, I need you to listen. You know you're a felon. You know you got that gun today. Today, so you can't even dispute that. So I don't even want you to try because you're just gonna be wasting my time and yours too. And let me finish. You investigated with the gun today, the one we found today in the apartment. Now, when it comes to the federal system, it's not no, you go do your time and there's no parole. There is no, what is it? I mean, no early release. You may get good behavior, but that's only like, you get nothing. And they typically don't let you stay in Atlanta. They might ship you off somewhere clear across the country. So whatever you do, I go back and tell the U.S. attorney that's assigned to your case, this is what he did to help himself out. It pans out. Or I can go back and tell her, this is what he said. We found out it was lies. He continued to play games. The judge do what they want to do. So what I'm trying to tell you before we even get started, especially while I'm sitting here, everything is on you because I've never talked to you before. So with me, you almost get a clean slate to help yourself. I don't do lies. I just don't because I got too much other stuff to do. And I would hate to have to go back and tell any U.S. attorney, you know what, he just lying and he full of crap. It's up to you, Mr. Copeland. You are I think, is it a 3 or 4 times convicted felon? How many felons do you have?
About 3, no?
You have 3?
About 3 or 4. Right.
How many felonies?
I'm saying like, is it what I'm on probation for?
How many convictions that are felonies do you have? Is it 3 or 4?
It's around there, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, let's just assume it's 3, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, with 3, have you ever heard of armed career criminal?
No, I don't really mean that.
Have you ever heard of armed career criminal? With 3, where you sitting at now, and you how old?
23.
23. You get 15 years off the top. Off the top. That's before you even get into the time for whatever your charge is and possession by convicted felony, 5 years, twice is 10. So we talking about 15 plus 10 on top of that. You looking at what, 48 years old? That's what you're looking at. This is serious.
I told you.
Nobody has time for the bull crap.
I told you it's getting real. Did I not? I knew it. I tried to.
That's not including whatever conspiracies you involved in. Mr. Copeland, if I really wanted to be a badass and treat you bad, I would probably throw the book at you and wouldn't think twice about it. You got a baby girl, beautiful baby girl.
Mr. Copeland, what I said, was that fair, what they were telling you? They being the federal Agent Cunningham and Detective Gaither, Detective Gaither?
What happened?
Is that pretty much what they're telling you? 48 years of age, you got federal charges, 25 years off the top?
Yeah, she was lying too.
But that's what you believed at the time, right?
Yes.
And that motivated you to tell the police anything they wanted to hear to get you home, right?
I was always gonna do that, but it just like it scared me more.
I want to go into Jeffrey Williams 240, JW 240CC as Colette. It states exhibit number 378. YE is in Aaron. It's again June 10th. Same interview, 2015. This is a little later. This is 12:08:22 to 12:10:50. And on this one, you said, man, so what can I do? I don't know why. I'll do whatever, man. I'll wear a camera. Detective said, listen to me. I'll do whatever, man. I'm glad you mentioned that, said Detective Gaither. I'll do whatever, man. I promise to God, man. Detective said, I'm glad you mentioned that because last Thursday, Miss Kim Dammers is a United States attorney, like the head person for the federal prison system. And I basically broke down to her everything we had so far in your case, all of them, shootings, all of this, all right? She said, you guys have great cases, but we need somebody with direct knowledge that can take down the main culprits. To us, I don't think you're a main target because you are the target for them. What we want, the top guys that's calling the shots. I know you heard the term, we want the big fish. And sometimes to get the big fish, you got to dangle small fish in front of them for them to come, for the fish to come. So is that something you want to do? Because our case is sealed with you. Like it's not, of course, we would like to, solve some of these retaliatory shootings and all that stuff. But as far as your fate at this point, Detective Dennis said, you're done. Detective Gaither said, you're cooked. The only thing that may possibly help you is helping yourself by speaking what you know. You said, I just. Then Detective Gaither said, right.
It's crazy. They're all
But that's Shannon. And Detective Dennis said, he's on the same level as you. Detective Gaither said, basically, I don't consider Shannon a big fish. Detective Dennis said, he's a small fish. You said, I know what y'all want to throw. Detective Gaither said, like, he's a gopher, you understand? And that's why he's less. In my opinion, he's less than you with your status, in my opinion. And you said, so what do I need to do? And Detective Gaither said, I want to know what the FUC blank thug doing. I want to know what I want to know what the F thug doing.
Oh,
I want to know what the F goddamn, excuse my language. Where is his money from? If they got to get Birdman, we want to talk about the darn, or it says, damn, Wayne Bus. I want to play that for you. Tell me if this is what you were told.
So what can I do to make the strange up? I don't know why. I do whatever, man. I don't know. I do whatever, man. I'm glad you mentioned it. I do whatever, man. I promise God, man. I'm glad you mentioned it. Because last Thursday, Miss Kim Dammers, the U.S. attorney, like the head person for the federal system. And I basically broke down to her everything that we had as far as your case, all the retaliatory shootings, all this, all that, right? She said, you guys have great cases, but we need somebody with direct knowledge that can take down the main culprits. To us, I don't want to say you're not a main target because you are the target for them, but we want top guys that's calling shots. I know you heard the term, we want the big fish. And sometimes to get to the big fish, you got to dang the small fish in front of them for them to come, for the fish to come. So, if that's something that you want to do, because our case is still with you. Like it's not, you know. Of course, we would like to, you know, solve some of these retaliatory shootings and all that stuff. But as far as your faith, at this point, you could. And the only thing that may possibly help you is you helping yourself by speaking what you know. Right. But you know what? That's not Shannon.
He on the same level as you.
Basically, I don't consider Shannon a big fish. Like you said, he a gopher. You understand? And that's the way he's less. In my opinion, he's less than what your status is. In my opinion, I want to know what the fuck Thug doing. I want to know what the fuck goddamn where his money is from. If they gotta get to Birdman, he will talk about damn Wayne Plus.
Fair what I said, Mr. Copeland?
This what it sound like.
You knew before going in that law enforcement, they made it clear to you, this happens to be recorded, but they made it clear to you that they wanted Jeffrey Williams, you to give information on Jeffrey Williams, right?
Yeah.
And the only way that you were going to avoid, in your opinion, what you were told, pretty much the rest of your life in prison, is that how you understood it? Was to give information on Jeffrey Williams and others. True?
Really, just him.
And it was a lie, wasn't it?
What you mean?
Jeffrey Williams didn't do these things that you're telling the police.
But I told y'all that.
All right, let's take a break. All right, I've asked Ms. Pursfield to check on how the juror is doing as well, so I'll let y'all know what we hear back. Anything before we take our recess?
I will get you those cases.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, that was definitely a lot to unpack. So I saw some people saying that I don't answer questions. So I'm listening and I'm working on other things too. But let's get into some questions. So one question I wanted to address was someone asked what was the purpose of impeachment. And the purpose of impeachment is basically to go to the witness's credibility in front of the jurors. So the purpose is for the jurors, it uses to say, hey, my witness was telling the truth on January 10th, 2015. Today he's lying. And this is the proof that I have to impeach him. So I don't want you to believe what he's saying today. I want you to believe what he said on January 10th. Okay, what else? Let's see. If y'all have some questions, let me know. I mean, I think at first I was a little nervous about what was going on, but now I'm feeling good about the direct and the cross. They're working together. I mean, it's not credible at all. And with Woody, as a juror, you have to ask yourself, do I believe what he's saying today, June 10th, yesterday? What do I believe? What do I believe? What it's like almost impossible to believe anything. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's go. Kayla, can we quickly revisit the judge? Okay, let's see if I can go back and find that. Hold on one second. I'm right here. I'm trying to.
Why, I just ask you, why would you be entrusted by somebody? They were doing you a favor with a rental car in their name. Why would you go out and commit a crime while using someone else's rental car?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Did you ever think, did you ever think about the lives that you were affecting by committing crime in a rental car in someone else's name?
Objection, Your Honor, assuming facts on evidence, Rule 611, Rule 24-6-611.
How about relevance?
And relevance.
Okay, so did you all just see that part that I showed? This is the part that she's talking about. Did everybody see and did you guys hear it? When and do we need to watch it again? Because Hilton made an objection based off of I wrote it down, Rule 24-6-11. And then Judge Whitaker says, and relevance. So, I mean, judge making an objection? Play it one more time? Okay, 1 second, I got you.
In 2015, when the police came to arrest you, they searched that rental car in Deshaun Quarterman's mother's name and found other people's cellular telephones, laptops, identifications. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, after they locked me up.
Okay. And you were involved in breaking into those cars and stealing, using her mother, Deshaun Quarterman's mother's rental car, right?
Objection, Your Honor, assuming facts not in evidence.
Asking him a question.
I think he just answered it.
Right?
They charged me.
Okay. Why, I just ask you, why would you be entrusted by somebody? They were doing you a favor with a rental car in their name. Why would you go out and commit a crime while using someone else's rental car?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Did you ever think, did you ever think about the lives that you were affecting by committing crime in a rental car in someone else's name?
Objection, Your Honor, assuming facts on evidence, Rule 611, Rule 24-6-6-11.
How about relevance?
And relevance.
Did it ever occur to you that you can get other people in trouble?
Objection.
Okay, how about relevance? Wow. That is so interesting. And the rule that she says that she objects is 24-6-11. And that is, this is 24-6-11. Mode and order of witness interrogation and presentation. You guys see this? The court shall exercise reasonable control over the mode and order of interrogation of witnesses and presenting evidence so as to. I'm not too sure as to which part of 24/6/11 that she's talking about. But this is it. And I thought it was interesting that Woody says that you're the only person who's ever asked me about what I said in these videos. That was very interesting. And then after that, I think she makes several more objections. Simone makes several more objections to Mr. Steele's line of questioning, and all of them are relevant. After the judge gives her the little relevance nudge. Think we are about to come back from break. Looks like there's a little movement going on, so we should be starting to. What's the what I'm not ignoring you. Thank you so much for you always give me so much love. Thank you. I appreciate you. What did Nate say? Yeah. I don't see the gestures, but every time I say I don't see something, when I go back and watch it, I'm like, oh my God. So I'll have to go back and watch to see if I see any of these gestures you guys are referring to. Send it to me if you recorded it. What's up, Cincinnati? Hey, Taffy. About that life. I'm sorry. I can't keep up with, I don't know. Clip, this is a hard question. I struggle with this question daily. I believe that it's possible for the scales of justice to exist, but in this situation, I think they tipped a long time ago. I see you, wild spirit. I hear you. But I have to stay right here because this is where the charger is. Let me see it. Maybe I can turn it. But then you guys are going to see everybody behind me.
Would really appreciate if us wrapping up early today. So if we can go maybe about 45 more minutes or so, and then at least let them go for the day after that. All right. And if they're ready, I think they are. Let's get Mr. Copeland and get them back and try to make some more progress.
Okay, I'm back, guys. I had to take a call. That was from a potential guest, someone who I think you guys are gonna love. So I hope they give me a yes. We're back. And I changed my positioning so you guys can't see my TV.
Break a little early. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Steele.
Mr. Copeland, I would like to discuss with you Jeffrey Williams, JW 240DD, David States Exhibit number 378, YE as in Aaron, that's at 11:52:04 a.m. to 11:52:28 a.m. And what it specifically, I believe, says, and then you tell us if I'm wrong or correct, that you said, because right now, I just need help. If y'all can promise, y'all could help me, I promise. And then there's some break. I don't understand what's being said. And then you say, I'll sit here, tell y'all everything I done heard and everything I done saw and everything I can tell y'all, stuff that y'all can go get. You know what I mean? Like, and then Detective Dennis said, are you willing to do that though? And you said, I promise. I'll do it right now. I can show y'all houses. Y'all can go bust your head right at the spot. I don't care, man. I just want y'all to protect. Detective Dennis says, what do you want out of it? You said, me, my baby girl. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Me and my baby and my girl. Can you listen to it for us?
Because right now, this, I just need help. If y'all can promise y'all can help me, I promise you, bro. I'm gonna sit right here and tell y'all everything I don't heard, everything I don't saw, and everything. I can tell y'all stuff that y'all can go get. Understand? Like,
Are you willing to do that now?
I promise I'll do it right now. I can show y'all how. I can tell y'all go butch everybody's back. I don't care. I just want y'all to
What do you
get me
want
my
out of
baby
it?
like that.
Mr. Copeland, what I said, was that fairly accurate of what you just heard? Or what
That's
was-
what I just heard.
Okay. And then the last one I want to focus on for this series is Jeffrey Williams number or JW 240EE, Aaron, that states exhibit number 378YE. It's the June 10th, 2015 meeting, interrogation with the police. And now it's a little early. It's 10:01:46 a.m. to 10:01:59 a.m. And you said something to the effect of, I hate jail, man. I am, and I'm just saying darn, but it says another word. I let an N get me sent away for man, them N's trying to kill me and my child, bruh, I ain't. And then he talking about killing me, bruh. Listen, I'm a tell you anything. Okay, if you could just listen to this for us.
You know what they did to me?
Tell us. Tell us.
After January 10th, people started shooting at me and my family. February, I went to jail for trying to protect me and my baby and my girl at the time. They put me in Rice Street on some stuff called medical flow. It's somewhere hid in the jail. It stink. It's crazy people in there talking, yelling through the door, putting feces all on the window and on the wall. They locked me in the room. It's one door right here, it's one door right here, and it's another door back here, and it's another door back here. I'm behind this door. I don't see nobody, I don't talk to nobody. I'm by myself. I'm at the verge of losing my mind. People trying to shoot at me while they got me locked in this room. I can't talk to nobody. I can't see nobody. I'm locked in this room. They held me in that room for 3 weeks. I got out of jail. I had a court date for another county where I never even been to for some charges I never even did. I don't steal out of stores. I went down to that courthouse and tried to get it situated. Went in the wrong courtroom, told the deputy, hey, my name is such and such, such. I missed court. I'm here to fix it. He said, oh, I gave him my name, told him what happened. He said, oh, you got a warrant. And he locked me up. They put me right back in jail. I stayed in jail a whole month. I had to use the money for selling my four-wheeler to pay an attorney to come represent me. I got the lawyer to come represent me. That lawyer, he got me a bond. A friend of mine gave my baby mama the money to pay my bond. She paid my bond. I got out of jail. The very next day, Atlanta police came into the gym with a whole lot of them. They got me, said that this my bag, this my gun. They took me from my neighborhood to Turnerfield. They questioned me. I told them it wasn't my gun. They let me go. They came back and get me June 10th. They questioned me. I was at the verge of losing my mind because every time I come outside, they keep locking me up. They got me. They did it. They held me in the interrogation room for a whole day, probably. I don't know. They put me right back in Rice Street, put me right back behind all these doors. They constantly kept doing it to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, at this point, like, man, I'm tired of keep reliving this stuff. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm sitting right here. I got cramps, man. I got knots in my stomach, man. I haven't ate none. I tried to eat yesterday. I haven't ate today. Y'all sitting up here. I asked for a break. I asked. I'm in pain right now. I understand it might be my fault. I'm telling y'all, I made it up. I lied. Damn, man. This is crazy. I'm telling y'all, my stomach hurting, man.
Well, With the honorable court's order, we're going to be leaving in a little bit of time. Can you try to just listen to the JW 240EE that I just said? If you need it, could you put in your earphone if you don't mind?
I can hear it.
Okay.
I hate jail. I hate jail, man. I'd be damn if I let nigga he shouldn't wait. Man, my nigga try to kill me and my child, bro. And then he come out and kill me, bro. This, so, never you.
Mr. Copeland, with your background and your experiences in jail, is it fair to say that you would do anything not to go to jail? Mr. Copeland, can I ask you a couple of questions?
I'm listening.
Okay. For people who've never been to prison or jail, do you know the difference, by the way?
Y'all know the difference.
Objection around relevance.
Sustained.
Whether it's a prison or jail, is it fair to say that
Rice Street is not either one. There's not prison or jail. I don't know what that place is. This is the worst place in the world.
do you remember being in custody after Friday, June 7th, 2024, after the first time you testified before the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and before you came back in the late morning of Monday, June 10th, 2024? Do you remember where you were held?
Somebody locked me up here?
Yes, sir.
What about it?
Do you remember where were you held in the Fulton County Jail, another jail? Do you remember?
When they took me out of here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Where were you held?
They took me to Rice Street, and then the next day came, they took me from Rice Street to DeKalb County Jail. And they down there just as worse as Rice Street.
And DeKalb County Jail, describe to the ladies and gentlemen jury what it was like when you were in that jail.
Objection, relevant, Your Honor.
Goes to his motivation for testifying here.
I don't know that we need to get that far afield. He's already told us that Rice Street is horrible. It's the worst place in the world, and DeKalb is even worse. So let's move on.
Mr. Copeland, after giving law enforcement officers this information that the prosecution has played for you, January 11th, 2015, recorded interview, January 28th, 2015, recorded interview, February 20th, 2015, recorded interview, February 21st, 2015, recorded interview, June 10th, 2015, 9-hour recorded interview. You got charged with murder, right? For Donovan Thomas.
Can you say it again?
Yes.
I heard the interview. You said I got charged with murder?
Yeah. Do you remember being served? No, I'm marking Jeffrey Williams number 245. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm going to show you this, Mr. Copeland. If you need any assistance, let me know. Do you remember Detective Thorpe swearing out a warrant for you for the offense of murder for you knowingly and intentionally with malice aforethought on January 10, 2015 at 330 McDaniel Street, Atlanta, Fulton County, state of Georgia, did participate in the
Objection, Your
drive-by
Honor.
shooting?
Hang on just a second. Yes.
Reading something that's not into evidence and relevance.
Okay, well, overruled on relevance. What was the first thing?
That he's reading something that's not in.
All right, so have him, Are you asking him whether he recognizes it?
Sure.
Just
Did he
ask
get
him,
charged?
do you recognize it? That's
Okay.
the way to do that.
Okay, look at Jeffrey Williams, number 245. It's several pages.
Well, there's the
Look at
answer
first
to our
page of first.
poll. Overruled. Okay.
Do you recognize that as the warrant taken for your arrest for murder of Donovan Thomas by Detective Thorpe on October 20th, 2015? Yes?
Wait,
Do you recognize that?
it's a warrant paper.
For you? True?
I see my name on it.
Okay. And that's Detective Thorpe? Swore it out, right? Do you see that?
You gotta show me.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
May I approach you, Mr. Copeland? You see that?
Yeah.
Do you see the date on there, Mr. Copeland? October 20th, 2015?
You said who?
October 20th, it says 10/20/15, 2015. Do you,
No, I don't see it.
may I approach, Your Honor?
You may. Are you gonna ask him whether it was served on him? Because he didn't really answer whether he recognized.
Date?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And at that time, you were in federal custody at the Robert A. Dayton Detention Center. When I say that time, October 20th of 2015, you were awaiting the federal charges that eventually you were sentenced to 51 months in custody, right?
No, I was sentenced to 5 years.
Okay, apologize, 60 months in custody. Apologize. While you were held at the Robert A. Dayton Detention Center in Clayton County, do you remember that?
Lovejoy.
Yes, Lovejoy. Do you remember being served by a United States Marshal these warrants while in Lovejoy?
No, my attorney told me.
Okay. And you were charged with what crimes?
He just said murder.
All right. For Donovan Thomas, right?
That's what he said.
Okay. So after Detective Thorpe, you knew that he worked with Detective Gaither, right?
What you mean?
They were coworkers. They were working. They interviewed you together, interrogated you. You knew that he worked with Detective Dennis, right?
Right.
You knew he worked with federal ATF agent Cunningham, right?
Right.
And he took out a warrant for you for murder of Donovan Thomas just 4 months after you gave the last interrogation that we have, June 10th, 2015, right?
Right.
Mr. Copeland, eventually, you went to federal custody and you entered a guilty plea for a 922G count, which, forget that, for possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Is that true?
Right.
And you remember going before the Honorable Judge Totenberg?
Right.
And she gave you the maximum sentence for that, 60
Right.
months. And you served 51 out of the 60 months. Is that fair to say?
Right.
Okay. I want to show you some of your prior convictions and tell me if you recognize them, okay? I'll be right back. Your Honor, may I have a second?
You may.
While they're looking for that, Mr. Copeland, Jeffrey Williams wasn't charged with murder of Donovan Thomas, right?
I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
even in this indictment, Jeffrey Williams not charged with murder, Donna and Thomas. Do you realize that? And if you don't know, just say, I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor. Improper speculation.
It's the indictment on trial.
Well, it really doesn't matter whether he knows it or not. Ask your next question.
I'm just waiting on the certified copies. Mr. Copeland, I'm just going to ask you some questions while the prosecutor is looking at this, okay? While in jail, in the Fulton County Jail, as well as were you held in the Fayette County Jail? Do you ever remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just to be fair, say yes, okay, or no. And you are aware that jail calls are recorded. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Now, is it true that at times people in jail, I'm not saying you, but people in jail have contraband cellular phones, like cell phones like you would use today? They have them in the jail. A person who's in custody.
You said, do people in jail have phones?
Or in prison, yeah, or both.
Mm.
And if you don't know, just, I don't know.
Yeah, people in jail, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you what I've marked. I'm starting at 252J.
Thank you. Thank you. I love
You
IG.
may.
Y'all can follow me on IG.
Can I approach you?
Mm-hmm.
This is, I'm just going to show you what I've marked as Mr. Williams 252J, okay? And if you could just take a look at this for me. Do you see what it says here? United States District Court, Northern District of Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Division, United States versus you, United States of America versus you, Mr. Copeland. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And do you see your lawyer's name, Ms. Durrett?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Durrett. And do you see the Honorable Judge Totenberg's signature on there?
Mm-hmm.
And that was your judge, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And you see the date, October 24th, 2018?
Yes.
And it has an amendment to the judgment, same case number, your name, right?
Yes.
And it just has October 22, the same date, but the judge signed on October 31, and it just amended your sentence. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And this is certified. Certified means the clerk, you feel that, if you want to feel it, feel that seal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And this shows that you pled guilty to the offense of possession of firearm under 18 United States Code 922G1. Do you see that?
Yes.
And your sentence is going to be on page 2, 60 months. Is that fair to say?
And 3 years supervised release. It's not on there. Is it?
It'll be on here, yes, sir. And I will show it to you. And supervised release is like what?
Probation?
Yeah. Okay. And it's right here on page 4. You see that 3-year supervised release?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of its certified document 252J. It's a conviction of Mr. Copeland from the Northern District of Georgia. The offense date is April 28, 2015. Your Honor, the judgment date is October 24, 2018, but then it was amended. It was a correction. It's October 31, 2018.
All right, send minute.
I'm just going to move this to court, please. Mr. Copeland, I'm showing you what's been marked as Mr. Williams number 252I as an ice cream, okay? And again, do you feel that seal on it? for a certified copy. Did you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is in the Superior Court of Fulton County, and that's state of Georgia versus you. You see your name?
Yes.
And that's indictment number, it actually says criminal action number 20 SC 176912. You see that?
Yes.
And do you see where it says that you entered a guilty plea under Alford? Do you know what Alford is? Remember?
No.
Okay. And it says 5 years to serve 3 years, balance of 2 years probated. Do you see that?
Yes, I see it.
On possession of a controlled substance, Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute. Is that fair? That's what it says.
This what it say?
Okay. And I'm going to turn to, you were sentenced by the Honorable Judge Ingram in this courthouse. Do you remember that by any chance?
Yes.
And I'm going here to your indictment. And Judge Ingram's name used to be Judge Millender. Did you know that? And if you didn't, that's fine.
Yes, I know it.
Okay. And this indictment was returned by the grand jury on November 20th, 2020 for the offenses of participation in criminal street gang activity. But you did not plead guilty to that. You pled guilty to possession of a controlled substance, Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute, count 2. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And did you see your signature under where it says Kenneth Copeland weighs a copy of the indictment, list of witnesses, formal arraignment?
Thank you for the super chat.
You see your
Only
signature
accepting
Yes.
personal
there?
injury clients.
The
That's
Honorable
it.
Jonathan
Thank you.
Melnick.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's your lawyer, right? Former lawyer. And you pled guilty on January 25, 2022. Fair to say?
Yes.
Your Honor, this is a certified copy, and I would move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 252I.
Admitted.
Mr. Copeland, if you don't mind, if you could feel the seal and show certification. Again, Fulton County Superior Court, State of Georgia versus Mr. Kenneth Copeland. That indictment number, I'm just looking at it and reading it, 22 SC 182134. Do you see that?
Yes.
And this charges you, and you pled guilty under Alford again to possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Do you see that?
Yes.
And you were sentenced to 5 years to serve 10 months in prison, balance of 4 months, 4 years, 2 months to be served on probation. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And this is, again, you're represented by the Honorable Jonathan Melnick. You see that?
Yes.
And I'm going to the indictment in the same indictment number that we just said. And do you see your signature here?
Yes.
When it says you plead guilty, and it is only to the count 3. You got that?
Yes.
Is that all true, what I said? Possession found by a convicted felon. You see that?
Yes.
And the grand jury, and you pled guilty to possession of firearm by a convicted felon in the county of Fulton, state of Georgia, on the 27th day of October 2021. Did knowingly and without a lawful authority possess a certain firearm, a Glock handgun, accused having been convicted of felony in 10 SC 96938 Superior Court of Fulton County, offensive aggravated. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Having been convicted of felony on indictment number 10 SC 96938 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on March 7, 2011. Is that true?
What's true?
That's what it says.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the count that you pled guilty to. True?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 252M as in magic.
Admitted.
And Mr. Copeland, that date, October 27, 2021, you saw a clip, I believe, of the investigator, Detective Viverito and you in a room?
Yes.
And that was the same day, October 27, 2021. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, I'm showing you Mr. Williams, number 252G is in Goldfeder. And this again in Fulton County, State of Georgia versus you, Mr. Copeland. This indictment number is 20 SC 17 68 51. You see that?
Yes,
And this has you pleading guilty under Alford to count 2, possession of a vehicle with an altered VIN number. The VIN number, you know what a VIN number is?
huh?
Do you know what a VIN number is?
No,
Vehicle identification number?
yes,
Okay. And it says 15 years to serve 3 years in prison, balance of 12 years on probation. You see that?
yes,
And this date is also before Judge Ingram on the 25th day of January 2022. Is that fair to say?
yes,
And here's the indictment. Same number that I announced before, State of Georgia versus you. And charge you with count 2 with possession of a vehicle with an altered VIN number. And you pled guilty to that count and count 3.
yes,
Willful obstruction of law enforcement. You see that?
yes.
And that's your signature or the judge,
Maybe try turning that backup mic off. I don't know if that'll make any difference or not. Okay, I don't know why that's started happening. Go ahead.
and you pled guilty to Jonathan Melnick's your lawyer, 25th day of January 2022. Fair to say?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams' certified copy, Your Honor, 252G is a
Admitted.
Copeland, I am showing you what the mark is, Mr. Williams, 252F is in Fox, okay? Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Mr. Kenneth Copeland. That indictment number is 12 SC 11 3315. You see that?
Yes.
And this has you pleading guilty to certain counts, including terroristic threats, count 1, terroristic threats, count 2, terroristic threats, count 3, and 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You see that?
Yes.
And you were sentenced to serve a total of 10 years to serve 2 years in prison, balance on probation. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And this again, you feel that certification?
Yes.
And this was before the Honorable Todd Markle. Do you remember him as a judge by any chance?
Yes.
And this was the 12th day of August 2013. And that's your indictment, correct?
Yes.
And that's your signature.
Yes.
And that's what you pled guilty to, those crimes that I announced. Fair to say?
Yes.
Your Honor, we move for the admission of Mr. Williams 252F.
Admitted.
Mr. Copeland, I'm showing you what's certified, and if you don't mind just feeling, just make sure that you put the same seal.
Yes.
Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Mr. Copeland, criminal action number 12 SC 110195. And this charges, and you pled guilty to 3 counts of entering an automobile. And then I'm skipping the 2 misdemeanors. I pled guilty to, but I'm skipping them. And then actually, that's all I'm going to announce, please. There are 3 counts of entering automobile. True?
Yes.
And you were sentenced to 5 years to serve 2 years in prison and the balance of 3 years on probation. Fair to say?
This was say.
And this was on August 12, 2013. Correct?
Yes.
Also before Judge Markham?
Yes.
The Honorable Judge Markham. And here's the indictment charging you that you signature you pled guilty to these counts. Correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of 252B as indictment.
Admitted.
Certified. Mr. Copeland, I am showing you in the Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Mr. Copeland, indictment number 15 SC 136794. Do you have a certification on that? If you don't mind. And this is Jeffrey Williams, 252D as in David, okay? Go ahead. And this has you pleading guilty, sentence of 5 years to serve in prison, community time served, for theft by receiving stolen property. See that? Yes. And this was also reported Honorable Judge Markle on the 13th day of December 2018. See that? Yes. And this is your indictment. That's your signature, pleading guilty. Is that true? Yes. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams 252D as the indicated.
Admitted.
Copeland, I'm showing you Mr. Williams number 252C is in Colette. And it's in the Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Mr. Copeland. And you entered a guilty plea to count 1, which is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This is indictment number 10 SC 96398. Is that all look accurate? Yes. And you were sentenced to 10 years in confinement, but upon the service of 1 year, 9 years would be served on probation. See that? Yes. And tell me if this is your signature. And here you were represented by Suzanne Pomey, P-O-M-E-Y. See that? Yes. Here's your indictment, and that's your guilty plea under Alford versus North Carolina. You see your signature? Yes. You entered that plea on the 7th day of March 2011. Fair to say? Yes. Your Honor, I move for the admission is a certified copy of Mr. Williams 252C as in court.
Admitted.
And Mr. Copeland, this is Mr. Williams number 252B as in Barry. And this again is in Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Mr. Copeland. And this is a non-negotiated plea of guilty on Alford versus North Carolina. And pleading guilty to 5 years to serve in prison, on probation. Is that what it says? Yes. And can you make sure that that's a certified copy? Yes. And what you pled guilty to with your lawyer, Jessica Stearns, S-T-E-R-N-S. You see that? Yes. And this was August 31, 2009, correct? Yes. And you pled guilty under Alford versus North Carolina to count theft by taking an automobile. You see that? Count 1? Yes. And that's your signature. I think I asked you that. Is that true? Yes. And you did that on August 31, 2009, I think. Yes. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams 252B.
Admitted.
Mr. Copeland. When you were able to be around Jeffrey for that short period of time that you said, that benefited you because it made you more known. Am I saying that right? Is that true?
Objection on vague as to what period of time?
Can you rephrase your question, please?
Sure. You testified already that you were with Jeffrey for a short period of time from the end of 2014 to 2015, and you were arrested and didn't get out of custody on June 10th, 2015. So somewhere in that period. Is that fair to say?
I didn't hear you.
Okay. You were around Jeffrey Williams at times, at the end of 2014, year 2014, and then sporadically, because you kept getting arrested, but no more after June 10th, 2015, because then you're arrested and then sent to federal prison for 51 months. True?
No,
Okay, explain.
I was on around him from 14, and then we started hanging in 15.
Say it again, I couldn't hear you.
I wasn't hanging around him in 2015,
Okay,
only the end of 2014.
okay. And that was beneficial to you because it boosted your notoriety, meaning people took more note of you because you were around people like Jeffrey Williams and the people that he knew. Is that true?
It really was based off the experience.
Explain that to the jury.
What you mean?
Explain what you mean by it was based off the experience.
It wasn't about attention. It was just about flying on planes, going different, like just seeing more than just hanging in the neighborhood.
Before Jeffrey Williams allowed you, took you, asked you, or Tick or Mr. Trentavious Stephen, whoever, how far outside of the Atlanta area had you ever been?
Only once I've been to, no, I'm lying. Twice I've been out of town, but it was just, I went with, when I got out of jail in 2013, my baby mama, she was going to college in South Carolina. So I traveled down there with her. And then when my friend got killed, I stopped. But before that, I had went with some old friends. He took me deep sea fishing, but that was it. But
Had you, in those experiences, had you ever been on an airplane?
no,
Or did you drive?
yeah, we drove.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Steele, is this a good time to stop?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and break for the day. I will see y'all back here at 9 in the morning. Just a reminder, wear your juror badges. Don't talk about the case with anybody. Let anybody talk about it with you, including amongst yourselves. Don't use the internet or any other kind of source to try to find out information about the case, anybody involved in it. Don't watch, read, listen to, in any way absorb any kind of media accounts about this case, including social media. And hope y'all have a pleasant evening. See you in the morning. Thank you.
All rise for the jury. Can I leave?
Yes, we'll see you back at 9 also. All right, sorry we're having to break early, but anything y'all need to take up with the court? Anything we can go ahead and take care of? No problem. Hang on just a second. So time-wise tomorrow, what are we anticipating in terms of?
I will be done in my estimation, which is horrible typically, but I will be done.
Well, you're a lawyer, so we don't estimate time well.
Okay, well, then my guess is I will be done at or before lunch. When I say at or before, Your honorable court starts right on time. I should be done by 11 o'clock is my belief.
Okay, and do we anticipate cross-examination by any of the other defense attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
My cross will only be, depending on how much Mr. Steele covers that I intend to cover, but probably around 20 minutes is all I
Okay.
need.
Good evening, Your Honor. Yes, it'll be a brief
Okay.
cross-examination.
All right,
Thank you. No, Kendra, Your Honor, I was anticipating a day.
a day. Okay.
But I'm going to try not to be repetitive of some of the issues that Mr. Steele is covering. So I'm going to try to shorten it.
All right, well then clearly we will not be getting, and I would assume there's then going to be redirect. The reason I ask is I'm not sure exactly when we're moving to the next witness or if the order of witnesses is still the same. And I had heard from the attorney for Mr. Sledge that he has conflict at least for part of tomorrow, but it doesn't sound like that will matter. So, and do you anticipate that he would be the next witness after Mr. Copeland?
He was, and I've just seen the same notification from
Okay.
Mr. Wright that you did.
Okay.
So, but I had reached the same conclusion that the court did regarding our likelihood of even reaching him.
Okay,
based on what we
but it
researched.
may be, so given that we're off Thursday, Friday and Monday, it would probably be Tuesday at the earliest.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe if you want to communicate that, that's when we anticipate reaching
will.
him. Okay. All right, anything else? Okay.
Have the state, Your Honor.
All right, y'all use the extra hour to work on the case. Or just take a break from the case. See y'all at 8:40.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to take a break and get some work done, but I will be back with you guys later on, probably around like 7 o'clock. I'm going to get some work done, but I'm going to do this again tomorrow. I'll do it from the beginning, and I hope you guys join me, but get your questions ready, and I'll be back around 7. Thank you, guys.